line. Our father is the backbeat halftime. They say we were born under a bad sign. We say yes, so what? We're the ones who create our own world. Friendly assassins known as Pigboard. All glory and praise to the bad Lord. Kill 'em all with love.
Ooh, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I got something in front of my camera. It's not good, but we are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the house. It's Thursday night. You know what that means? Bounty Board is here again. Lubwub from @nerdybits.com or @Lubwub from nerdybits.com is with us. And let me tell you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, he's looking fine as always. So let's not mess around. Let's get right into this. Boom. All right, Mr. Mr. Lubwub. How are you?
What's up?
How are you this week, sir?
I'm doing pretty well. I've had a lot of stuff that I've gotten done this week. It's been pretty exciting.
That's always good.
Yeah, man. I'm chewing gum and it sounds off on the microphone, so I'm gonna stop that right now.
I'm drinking wine out of a bourbon glass, so good company.
Struggles.
Mm-hmm.
No, I spent 14, 15 hours on Wednesday, just digging in and getting done with, or on Tuesday, digging in and getting done with my family's D&D podcast.
I know, I saw it's live.
Yeah, so there's a teaser that's out now, and the first episode drops tomorrow at 9 in the morning, and then every Friday until August 24th, we've got 7 weeks of episodes. That's all done.
Awesome.
That's just, yeah, it's exciting.
And that is
work. Yeah.
The teaser was pretty dope. So.
Hey, thanks. Appreciate that.
And yeah, I'm excited.
I'm super pumped.
I'm excited.
I got. What's up?
I'm excited to tune in, man. I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm glad that you're excited. I just got notification from iTunes and Stitcher that the streams are approved and live, so I can access them, and now everyone can access
Well,
them. So it'll be everywhere tomorrow.
there we go.
Yeah,
That's
man.
phenomenal.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Getting things accomplished.
Fuck
Getting
yeah.
ready for Comic Con.
Oh, I'm still, as the kids say, jelly.
So, ooh, I thought you were gonna say salty, but jelly's so much worse.
No. I'm not salty that you're getting to go to Comic-Con. That's phenomenal. I'm jelly.
I mean,
Something weird about a 37-year-old man saying jelly.
no, there's something very weird about that, but
Yep.
no comment.
All right,
No
we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. So, welcome to another episode of Bounty Board. As we have already introduced each other, I am Caleb, and with me, as always, player 2 on this podcast is Eric.
What's happening?
We got some. We got another good episode. Hopefully, I think we got another good episode.
I think so.
To get things started, to kick things off, we're gonna dive into some news. Eric, I apologize. I didn't send you these news articles. I don't know why.
Bastard.
I'm a bad person. Yeah, we can just go with that. That
All
works. So we'll start off with news from today. Epic Games. Is today the 12th? Yeah, it's from today, guys. Epic Games is taking a smaller cut from Unreal asset makers, saying Fortnite's success is why. Did you see this?
I did.
Article?
I did.
Dope. So this is coming from Owen Good over at Polygon, to give credit where credit's due. The original split, or the current split before today, for people making games on Unreal, which was made by Epic, was 70-30. Developers got 70% and Epic got 30. They're changing it to 88-12. So if we needed any other indication that Fortnite is making them a fuck ton of money.
Yeah, that's a huge jump. That's the first thing I took away from that. I mean, that wasn't like 5% or
No.
I mean, that's a full
They cut themselves a
18%.
whole 28.
Wait, what?
Now.
No, it's 70 to 18.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm bad
I was
at
like,
math.
I was like, wait a minute.
I'm very bad at math. Just forgive me for this.
I was like, hold on a second here, guys. That's not how we do math.
Wait a second.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I think that's crazy. The fact that they attribute that success flat out to Fortnite and not the engine in which people are using to do that with is pretty bonkers.
Yeah, it's interesting. For those of you watching on stream, I just coughed and you didn't hear it because I muted it.
Yep.
Mute skills. All right, moving on to news part 2, which has 2 parts itself. If you guys didn't hear, this was announced yesterday. Overwatch League struck a deal with Disney and ESPN. Did you see this, Eric?
I did. I don't like that I saw it, but I saw it.
Wait, hold on. Why not?
I feel like Disney already owns the world and now they're infiltrating more.
Yeah, see,
but
Disney owns ESPN, so
right.
I don't think it's so much they struck a deal with Disney as much as it's like, Overwatch is going to be on ESPN.
Is it cool?
You can't do that without that deal.
I think the more pertinent question is it cool, right, for an esports league to get that is potentially getting now? The deal's kind of loose, right? I just saw the headlines. I haven't read the articles, so I may be wrong here, but it's cool that an esport is going to be getting play on the thing that is the sports network. I think that's a big step. I think a lot of people are going to, and Overwatch as a game is cool. It has some fundamentals that lend itself to sport in team play roles. What specific role you have there. Is that the right game to bring esports to the mainstream? I don't think so.
What game is?
No, I think you're going to have problems with any game, and we've talked about this a little bit before. You're going to have problems with any game that's a first-person shooter really getting mass appeal, right? Because it's so fast, and you can't really see plays ever shaping up to the point of. I still think that when you get a game, when you start getting games like League of Legends or Dota or one of those contenders into the realm of esports and letting people watch, those you can really see from, because they lend themselves with the isometrics perspective to begin with. you can start seeing the lanes shape up. You can start seeing plays being made when all of a sudden, and the second you start understanding those, it's like, oh, I get this game now. I get the rules. I get the roles. I understand that this team just got the dragon that's in jungle. They're going to go fuck these guys up now that are trying to get the speed buff, type of thing.
Yeah.
There's
Have
some
you
MOBA.
watched much Overwatch League?
I haven't. So maybe it's
So-
cool.
Well, no, I mean they do a thing. It's not only from the player's point of view. They switch into it occasionally, but they also have spectator cams that give you a wide view of the screen or a wide view of the field of play, and they do third person stuff, so you can see more what's going on around the character.
No, I understand that. You can see it. I just think there's a disconnect from the speed in which it's moving, where you can see first person shooters. Maybe it's just me personally. I've never bridged that gap of watching a first person shooter, versus, and then I know they got spectator mode. I watch PUBG tournaments all the time on Twitch, but it's one of those things where it's like, all right, cool. It's still, this has a more of a closer line to an actual team sport than the first person shooter modes, even with the third person perspective, in my humblest of opinions.
No, I mean that makes sense. It'll be interesting to see what happens because the Overwatch League has been pretty wildly popular.
It has been.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential for, if not complete success, a lot of potential for a kind of saturation that esports hasn't really had yet.
Yeah, and I think it's I think it's going to be cool. I think it's a big deal, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, we'll see. The second part of that news story, it's it's kind of dumb, but Overwatch League's grand final tickets, which are going to be the 27th and 28th, if you didn't know, at the Barclays Center. The grand finals tickets cost more than a Bruno Mars, Elton John, or Drake concert, ringing in at a whopping $152 a ticket. So, I mean...
Are they all on the same bill?
No.
Because to say that's cheap if they're all on the same bill for those three guys.
On the same bill,
I might pay $500 a ticket to see that concert.
Yeah.
I don't really have a reaction to that. I think it speaks to, I mean, TwitchCon tickets prices rose exponentially this year. I think it speaks to the state that gaming is in, right? In the fact that it has become such a pop culture thing. I'm hoping that, it doesn't get to the point where it's out of control, right? Because you're going to get a lot of people, especially with as vocal as this community is, that just balk at that, and then it's gonna hurt people. So
yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I don't think they're gonna have an issue selling out.
No, I don't either.
And that, like you said, maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing. We'll see. Mm-hmm. Moving on. You saw Joaquin Phoenix cast as the Joker?
I did.
Yeah.
And
so
the first thing he did was say the role scares the hell out of him.
That was the story I pulled up. He says it scares the fucking shit out of me.
Yep. But if I remember correctly, him and Heath Ledger were pretty good friends.
Sure. Yeah.
IRL. And not that I'm saying that that role drove Heath Ledger to his untimely demise, but it haunted him. In the way that he got into it, and rest his soul. It's that because of him in that movie, that is my all-time favorite superhero movie, hands down. Not because of Batman, because of the fucking bad guy. He was so perfect and so realistically believable that could be done by some guy who put a face paint on. I tried it and failed immediately and got a misdemeanor. But
wait.
I'm just kidding.
I was like,
jokes.
Is this real?
Jokes.
Yeah. I don't think anyone should take this role and not be terrified of it.
Right.
A, because it's a really hard legacy to live up to. Even if you don't even before Heath Ledger, like you had Mark Hamill, you had Jack Nicholson, like it's a hard role to live up to. And then on top of that, the fact that like when Heath Ledger asked Jack Nicholson for advice, he said, "Don't do it."
Yeah.
Everyone who's played the Joker has I guess everyone who's played the Joker post Cesar Romero. I don't remember hearing any stories of Cesar Romero having issues mentally.
Totally different character, totally different time.
Yeah, exactly. But everyone who's played post Jack Nicholson, even in voice acting, have been like, it's dark. It takes you to a dark place.
Yeah, and I think the most interesting thing, and if you look at all of the superheroes, Marvel and DC alike, right? You've got a couple superheroes outside of, when you look at this is not the topic and this is not the podcast, but since we're here, we might as well touch on it. The superheroes that could happen in real life, you've got your Batmans, you've got your Iron Mans, but they take a certain thing to do, namely to be a billionaire playboy philanthropist, which is much harder to do than a role like the Joker, where it's much easier, I feel, to make the leap from real life where you are a super villain, because all you got to do, and I don't want to take this, down a weird route, given the, the lighthearted nature of what we're talking about here, but
don't read them the Anarchist Cookbook.
If I aim my camera up a little bit that way, they're all right there. We could, jot a couple pages down if we wanted. I know you're listening, NSA. Hello.
All right, this is getting weird.
No, but what I'm getting at is that's why it scares the hell out of people. That's why it should scare the hell out of people, is because you're playing a role that could very easily translate to somebody just doing it, right? Taking that on.
And that was part of the Killing Joke, right? As much as that book may or may not be marred by its choice in treating specific characters, he has that scene where he has Gordon in that little carousel, and he's like telling him, like, "Yo, everyone's just one bad day away from being me."
Yep, exactly. What was that movie with Michael Douglas? Where he literally gets fired from his job, something else happens, and he goes and buys a gun, and just starts taking out people.
Is that Wall Street?
No, that would be Michael Keaton just jumping out of a window, or Michael Douglas.
Come on!
I know.
Hold it together. Oh, you're talking about Ant-Man.
No, but okay. Anyway, move on.
Anyway, moving on. Then this one is going to lead us into our topic for the day. But remember, if you were listening, oh dear viewers and listeners, last time we talked, we were talking about Battle Royale games and what their impact is going to be. But we had a news story that was Ubisoft, one of the developers of Ubisoft, saying they didn't want their games to be finite anymore. And that they were talking about the possibility of extending games further after release and adding more things to them as DLC that maybe even becomes a whole second game.
Right.
And the day after, I believe, we talked about that, there's another article I found at Bleeding Cool by Patrick Dane. Credits due. That's the headline itself. I sent this to you and was like, we called it. Ubisoft suggests new technology could allow several historical periods or countries in one Assassin's Creed or Far Cry game.
Hey, just sidebar, we're pretty fucking good at this.
Hey man, we kind of got a finger on the pulse, ear to the ground, all those metaphors.
Yeah, we read the tea leaves very well.
Yes.
Anyway.
Quite. Yeah, so I mean, this news article is from wait, hang on. The executive vice president of creative for Ubisoft Canadian Studios. His name is this might even be the same guy that I quoted last time. Maybe this is just more of the same conversation. Then Lionel Renault, but he says we will have technology that will break the current limits of memory. For instance, because of new technologies that are arriving, we would be able to, in the same world, have several historical periods. For instance, in Assassin's Creed, and use the Animus to travel from one to the other, or have different areas of the world linked by travel systems, so that a Far Cry game or a Watch Dogs game could happen in different countries and the same experience.
Heart be still.
Oh man, it's it's everything I want, right? Like if there's a possibility that a Watch Dogs game could simultaneously take place in Seattle and London, or an Assassin's Creed game could take place in like feudal Japan and present day Tokyo, right? And just like be able to jump between the two of them, big, huge, fully put together worlds.
This is the precursor to Ready Player One. And we'll talk about VR on a different podcast, but
sure,
that is.
We may even talk about it in this podcast.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. And I don't want to, I may not go too deep into this until you actually tell everybody what the topic of the podcast is. Actually, do that first, and then I'll finish my thought.
Okay. Well, the topic leading from this news article is single player versus multiplayer, and with a specific focus on what each of those genres need to do to maintain sustainability, or to become more sustainable.
Right.
Proceed.
All right. So I think going back to what I was saying is Ready Player One is, and for those of you who have read it, I hold that book in high regard. It's not the greatest literary work by any means in the world, but the context of it, and once you get past all the pop culture-y, nerdgasm stuff in there, I think it lays out a pretty interesting framework for where gaming is going. And this happens to be our topic today, which is single player versus multiplayer, in the fact that and then leads into that article that you were just mentioning from the creative director, one of the creative directors at Ubisoft, is this notion of being able to play a game by yourself. And we've been seeing this. It was a very fun book. Thank you, Ben. Hi, Ben. It was a very fun book.
Whoa.
Yeah. You're the fact that you're even present in the stream right now has thrown me. I think it paves the way, and we're going to start seeing a lot more of this. And we've mentioned Anthem in E3. We mentioned Anthem in post E3. We mentioned Anthem in the last 2 episodes, but I'm going to mention it again. I think we're going to see this single player versus multiplayer a lot in Anthem, because it is a single player game that is playable multiplayer, or it's a multiplayer, depending on how you want to look at it, what lens you want to look at it through, or it's a multiplayer game that you can happen to be playing solo until hello, Sergeant Sodium, until your friends get on. But I think even going back before Anthem, where we're going to see it highlighted a little bit more in a different way, you've got games that have been perfecting this drop-in, drop-out gameplay for a while. We saw it in the latest iteration of Ghost Recon. We saw it in, I think Borderlands, the original Borderlands, did a phenomenal job of it, where you could play that game 100% by yourself. And then when your buddies got on, they could just hop into your game, and all of your progress is there. And I think we're going to continue to see it. I think probably the game coming out this fall that's going to highlight it the most, and we've yet to see any real details on it, is Fallout 76.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Fallout translates that. So, there's so many talking points, but just to I guess springboard off of Fallout 76, right? There's a game that's never been multiplayer. Well, was the first Wasteland that Fallout was based on multiplayer? Did it have like adversarial?
I don't remember.
I don't either. Anyway, so with a game that's never been multiplayer, now moving into multiplayer, it raises a lot of questions and fears and doubts from longtime fans, right? So it'll be interesting to see how Fallout 76 does it, because there's so many ways that could go wrong. There's already, like, when Sea of Thieves came out.
Nuke trolling?
Yeah, exactly. When Sea of Thieves came out, there was the whole discussion over the fact that, like, they may have set up a game that was, or they may have built a game that was kind of set up to leave people open to being trolled. So, like, how are these My brain's going a million miles an hour. Ben said the PC Fallout from the Fallout from PC days that was top down was single player only. Okay. It's interesting because there's a lot of ways it can go, and I don't think Fallout is my first choice for a game that's been historically single player that needed multiplayer. I think that Skyrim needed it, and they gave us Elder Scrolls Online, and that wasn't the kind of way they. I don't know.
Yeah, and I wanted Skyrim with one or two friends, not 20,000 people. Always. Right, and I think and the chat, and Ben brings up a good point for those of you that are listening to this later, and we'll touch on that in a second. But I think Fallout and Skyrim are, and the Elder Scrolls Online aside, that took a very singular player experience and turned it into an MMO. I think that game though lended itself because you already had the world built. You didn't have to get people used to it. So fans who are interested in playing that game forever and not, leveling up a character in each different path you possibly could and just replaying the same content over and over again, although those games are phenomenal at never having to take the same path. I think there's a broader question, though, is do single player experiences have, and this is not a personal opinion, I'm just throwing this out to you and to the chat, is do single player, what the hell was that?
A lighting element.
Oh, okay. Do single player experience. I thought you were trying to wish me away.
Plasma bolts
Okay. Fireball.
All right, don't worry about
Fireball.
Yeah.
Do single player experiences have a future in this world where always online is, been at the start of this console generation pushed upon us in a very much fighting back that we put our forks in the sand with, against Don Matrick and Microsoft specifically, where
we can't go an episode without you bringing him up.
Fuck that guy. I really don't wish. As I'm getting older, I realize that I don't. My aggression is settling down a little bit, but really.
Oh, is it?
Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy.
I'm settling down a bit. Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. I'm not going to say the other comments in my head. I'm going to check that. But my point being is now that we have this world, and as broadband speeds continue to increase, does the single player experience just go away in the realm that we know it, where you log in? So, for example, Vampire, that was a game that came out. I was really looking forward to that. The premise, the storyline, everything spoke to me. I wanted to play it. However, you can argue budgeting. You can argue, okay, am I spending $60 at launch? I probably will never play that game because I keep telling myself I'll wait for games like that to go on sale and then I'll play them. But then when the time comes around, there's always a multiplayer game to play. Always something that I want to play, that I can play with you, that I can play with the guys in the chat right now watching the stream.
Or at the very least, it'll go on discount right when Red Dead Redemption comes out. And sorry,
dumb idea.
No one's playing anything else. Nope. Fucking Call of Duty is trying to avoid Red Dead.
Dumb idea.
No, you're right. I cut you off. Were you sorry?
I'm good.
What were you saying? Okay. So I don't think that. So the first question I wanted to ask in this topic was, what do we think single player needs to do to stick around? But I almost want to change gears because I don't think it's an issue of single player sticking around. Honestly, I don't think it's man. I want to talk about everything at once and it's not working. So I think you're right. Single player is going to change, but I don't think that means multiplayer additions. I don't think that means like Watch Dogs, where there will always be a chance of a player interacting with you, because I don't think people want that always. And there are companies that to this day stay adamant about not doing that, right? Like, as much as Bethesda definitely is doing that in Fallout 76, for a long time they were all about saving single player, and they still are. They still completely staying completely steadfast to their dedication to making single player based games. Um, so I don't think we're going to see it disappear. It just needs to adapt. And like, in your opinion, what about single player needs to adapt to keep people there? Do you think it has to have a multiplayer element worked into it, even if it's a light multiplayer?
No, I think you have to focus if you're going to make a single player game, and this is not and this is not easily accomplished. You have to be a Naughty Dog. You have to be somebody who can create it, who is not looking at it from a gameplay's perspective first. They are looking at it from telling a story. God of War, I think, did this phenomenal. And even though I didn't play it, I watched a single streamer that I follow. And same thing with that. Same thing with Horizon Zero Dawn. I watched a single streamer who I happen to follow play through both of those games. I also watched her play through Detroit Become Human. I didn't feel I had to play those games because I was basically watching her do a choose your own adventure movie. Gears of War is a little bit more action oriented, right? But Horizon Zero Dawn, I still felt like I was engaged enough with that story that whenever she went on with her stream, I didn't tune out. All day during those days where she was streaming those games, I just had her in my headphones as I was doing work. And when I would hear her react and go, oh shit, she would, I would turn and look, and the action, I'd get to see that, kind of heart pounding moment. A lot of times, a lot of times she died. But the fact of the matter is, and I'll never forget her chat while she was playing Detroit Become Human. And there's a particular scene in that game where you are playing as the female android, and I can't remember her name, but you're dealing with a father and a daughter, and the father is going up to beat the crap out of this little girl. Spoiler alert, by the way.
I was gonna put a little
spoiler alert. So anyway, ultimately you make the decision. There's a quick time event, which is fine. I don't mind them as long as they make sense in the context of a story. But you have to make this decision to consciously go and save this child as the android. And it was a gut-wrenching scene, especially as a father, to watch this happen. And then you can choose, because they're I don't remember the publisher's name is on the tip of my tongue now.
Quantic Dream.
Thank you. Quantic Dreams. I wanted to say Quantum.
David Cage.
Yep. There we go.
I wanted to remember that guy.
But it was the way that was written and just the way it was done to tug on those emotional heartstrings. And going back to your original question, I think that is how single player games must evolve, right? They have to defy Roger Ebert and become an art form, which we already believe that they are. There's another guy that can fuck off when it comes to gaming. I'm so calm in my old age.
Yeah, so calm. So you brought up two things though, and the first one prompted me to ask. So is it just that single player games need to get good, which I don't think works, because the last 2 years, if they've been any indication, single player games can be great. And then the second one is I don't think games like Quantic Dream. I don't think games like the games that Quantic Dream make are an answer, because those games aren't played by many people at all.
Well, yeah, now, but that brings up a whole different angle, which we naturally got to, and I thought we would, is the financials. It's not safe anymore for a publisher to make a single player game financially.
Yeah, why? You know what I mean? Like the reason, I mean, I guess the obvious why is people aren't buying them and playing through them, right? Or playing through them doesn't really matter, right? People aren't buying them, and that seems to get upended when you have games like God of War come out and sell millions of copies, or Horizon Zero Dawn, or Zelda, or
right, but
any of the big single player games that have released in the last 2 years.
With the exception of Horizon Zero Dawn, you mentioned two franchises that have been around and kind of defined consoles, right? God of War is a tentpole franchise for Sony. The Legend of Zelda, you saw my tweets to Brian. I can never pronounce his last. How do you pronounce Brian's last name?
Crescente.
Thank you. Crescente, where when he asked that question about
When did games- when did it click?
when did it
When did
really
it click?
solidify? When I took that, when my mom came home and said, "Hey, I saw this at the store. Here you go," and I opened it up and that gold cartridge was there, that was it. Game over. And now I fast forward these many years, and I'm sitting here talking to one of my good friends I play games with on a nightly basis about video games.
Sure.
But my point being is the financials is it just doesn't make sense. To your point is you look at Fortnite and what we just talked about at the top of the show.
Yeah.
Epic Games just restructured their entire profit sharing model with the developers, and Epic has two things going for them. They have Fortnite, and they have the undisputed most used engine of all the games, all of them. There's not a game. You'd be hard pressed to find a game. Not hard pressed, but it would be tough to find a game that doesn't have some sort of Epic asset in it that is super popular these days from a multiplayer perspective, excluding DICE, Bungie, and Ubisoft.
Yeah, but see, like, I don't know. I don't 100% agree with that, because if you...
Well, you're wrong.
Oh, man. Okay, well, thanks for coming, guys. This is
episode over.
Yeah, no, there's so
Are we
fuck, man.
Yeah, are we grunting and wording the rest of the time? Is it single syllables for the rest of the? I don't know if that's gonna work without the visuals of the stream for the pod.
Yeah, the audio is just gonna be the most ASMR weird shit. So, but fuck me, dude. What the hell?
I don't know.
There's a reason that single player games are dropping off, and do you think Fortnite's a good measuring stick?
No, I think
in any way.
So let's look at
that gets brought up a lot when you talk about single player games falling off. People are like, look how much money Fortnite's making, or look how much money PUBG made when it was in beta. And I don't think those games are adequate measuring sticks for an industry that's...
The chat said it. And I don't mean to cut you off, but it goes back to something I said.
What did the chat say? People are listening to the podcast.
Sorry, I'm getting there. Hold on.
Okay.
I was trying not to belch.
I'm trying to speed you up.
I was trying not to belch like audibly, so the podcast, the audio here is a giant rip. I already got enough going against me that I live in Texas. I mean, I don't need the rest of the world, thinking I'm a total hick. But with that said, I think the chat and Ben specifically said it right. It's community, and I mentioned it a couple podcasts ago. Is I go when I was the story about when I go to pick up my daughter from the elementary school. I was literally sitting there, and then all of a sudden I joined a conversation with a couple of dads talking about what they did the night before in Fortnite. Now, they were talking about how they died like 15 times in a row, so I don't. They never want to play with me, which is fine because I don't want in on that. But
you play with us young kids to keep your youth.
Yeah, no, it's not. Well, yeah, it's not even that. We'll get into that in a little bit. It's that sense of community. I think that sense of belonging that multiplayer games bring, whether you're getting trolled, whether you suck, whether you're not, and those water cooler moments. I think we have reached a point where games are prevalent enough in not only pop culture, but mainstream culture, with things like Dota, League of Legends, Fortnite, PUBG, these battle royale games, plus the prevalence of Twitch, YouTube, and just social media in general, right? Where you've got these people who are watching games while they're at work. They're watching these kids play. I mean, you think about the top streamers, Tim the Tatman, Shroud, Dr. Disrespect, Dr. Lupo, these guys that are the top echelon of Twitch, and they have 500,000 Ninja. They have 500,000 views on a daily basis, right? Sure. People watching them play these games specifically, not single player games, multiplayer games. So then when you go home, what do you want to do? Well, shit. I'm the 32-year-old. I'm the 37-year-old guy who wants to be Shroud. Well, that's never going to happen. I'm not speaking about me. I'm talking about a friend. But that's the point. Is I can get up the next day and I've got something to talk about with the Discord on you guys. Oh shit! Did you see that shot last night? Did you see that clip I made?
Yeah. No, I think he's right. Community is a big part of it, but at the same time, like all these games that are single player that get huge coverage have community as well, right? You shared stories about watching Horizon Zero Dawn, but I went and talked to people about playing Horizon Zero Dawn. I've also gone and had like full sit down conversations about what happened while we were playing the first Last of Us when that came out, or Uncharted. You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
but I think
single player games can still have community, but there's multiplayer games really easily fall into sports.
I think
right?
well,
and sports have been. I mean, we even defined interesting events that happen in multiplayer and in campaigns as water cooler events, which is you sit around a cooler with your friends and talk about it, right? That's a sports parallel. So I think multiplayer has that community because it's like sports, but single player, like how does single player get that?
this goes back to my comment about rock solid storytelling, right? And I think I'm in good company with the people that are in the chat right now that are, with Ben and Ryan, is I think, and you bring up a phenomenal point, is we all watched Luke Cage alone. We all watched Ready Player One alone. We read Ready Player One alone. They have those moments of when you see a good piece of cinema, sitting down and talking about, or sitting down, and so you guys always remember me. Inside of that jaw dropping, was it worth talking about? Yes, it totally was. So my dad and I have read. My dad is a huge sci-fi novel reader, and he's put that. Luckily he's instilled that with me. So my dad gave me when I was 14 years old. My dad handed me 8 books. There's the Dark Tower series, and he said, "Read these." Right, and then my dad and I talked about it, and we had something to talk about. Then he gave them to me again, another edition, on my 25th birthday, and said, "Read them," because this is what he did with them. And then he gave me another edition on my 35th birthday, and I actually just finished reading them again. And it was amazing to watch how that perspective changed. And my point is I think that's where single player games have the hook, and where you still play and where they still have a life is those water cooler moments of, I have something from appreciating an art form to talk about with my friends, but that doesn't have the longevity of a sports game that I'm playing every damn night, right? You and I and the teammates, or the guys we play the chat with, right, that are hanging out with us tonight, is we're going to talk about the unbelievable storylines and those epic moments in the Horizons, the Gods of War, the Last of Us, the upcoming Spider-Man game.
There's only one God of War.
Right. There is.
You said Gods of War, I'm sorry.
Gods of War games. God of Wars.
I knew what you meant. I was just being an asshole.
All right. It's your
right.
It's your 11th birthday Saturday, right? Or is it 12?
Okay. So the question I guess I want to ask, based on what you're saying here, though, is, I guess, versus statement. I don't think that single player games are getting worse, though, right? And so the argument so far has been that, like, single player games need to be keeping people's attention, need to be good, need to have those great stories.
How many?
And I think a lot of them are.
Okay, finish it. You got it.
Sorry, yeah. But I also think that it's a lack of attention. Like Ben mentioned that the end of the game Inside was jaw-dropping. I don't know if you played Inside.
Mm-hmm.
It's made by the guys who made Limbo, so
yep.
Play Dead Studios. If I'm wrong, chat, correct me. I think it's Play Dead.
Yep.
The end of that game was stunning, and it felt like a Miyazaki movie. But I'm gonna round back on the first part now. I don't think that it's so much that single player games aren't doing cool things. I think it's that I frequently hear people complain about how long cutscenes are, or having to sit through a cutscene when they, like, all these people that just skip through cutscenes because they want to get to the game. I think that's newer. I think that's a newer problem that we're running into, which is why all these developers are throwing out numbers where they're like, hey, uh, only 30% of people finished the last Call of Duty story. That's because no one playing Call of Duty wants to play the story. So that's not indicative of, I don't even think it was 30%, it might have been less. I don't think that's indicative of the single player industry though. That's Call of Duty. Like no one buys that game for the campaign. I do, and I'm not gonna buy Black Ops 4 because there's no single player campaign. Like that's how old school I guess I am. But I think it may be an attention span thing. Because there's a lot of really quality single player content coming out. And I mean, look at and then maybe this is a whole, sorry, I'm rambling. Maybe this is a whole other topic though. Look at the number of indie games with good stories that keep coming out, like Celeste and Inside and Hyper Light Drifter, been brought up earlier in the chat.
It's an endless trove of them. But let's think about this. Your first day of school is probably in August, right? So, you know, when you go back to high school and you hang out.
Are you making a joke at me? Or are you talking about kids?
I'm making a joke at you, but I have a point. So, but let's think about this. You are a it just played so well. You walked right into it. But let's say you're and this is where they are, right? If you are, and I have my wife has a cousin who has some teenage sons. And every time I see these teenage sons, the only thing they talk to me about is multiplayer experiences. And I think this drives into my point on what I was saying is these kids go to school. It's no longer like when, you know, Sketch Sawyer, the guy we keep referencing who's not on the podcast and he's on the stream right now. It's no longer the kids who are the dorks and getting shoved in lockers. Not that you and I were ever getting shoved in lockers, Ben.
I don't know if I know anyone that was ever shoved in.
You're 10. Of course you don't. It's a different world.
Fuck off. Stop that shit.
But, you know, given Ben's and my size and stature, I don't think we ever got shoved in a locker. But the point being is
have you seen me?
I was going to do it again and then I was to stop myself. But my point being is the kids now, gaming is no longer reserved for the quote unquote nerds, the quote unquote dorks. It is everybody. The kid that I'm talking about, my wife's nephew, is
technically your nephew too, right?
Yeah, by law that's weird, but whatever. He just graduated high school last year, and the last time I saw him, he was talking to me about Fortnite. He was talking to me about Smite. He was talking about these multiplayer experiences, and I think that drives back to your point as well, where it is very much the water cooler sports mentality, because this is the quarterback of the varsity team who, after practice, is going to play games with his friends that all happen to also play football. So I think the point I'm making is a twofold, right? You've got the sports mentality, which draws in the older guys, the guys that I go pick up my daughter from school with. But then you also have these kids who have the lesser attention spans that don't have the fortitude or the constitution to sit down and play through Metal Gear Solid. Because the second they get to that first cutscene, that is 20 minutes of unskippable footage. It's not there. And you also have to remember this is a different generation of kids that are growing up, and publishers have to take that into account. Ben, myself, not so much you, and that's not a joke against your age. I'm just saying, Ben and I, again, the guy who's in the stream, not on the podcast. I think
you can lump me into that group too.
Yeah, I can. But you have a class. You have a classical knowledge of gaming. Let me give you a more practical example. Is myself, and my very first console was the Atari, right? I mean, a game where the whole premise was to take a dot, not even a dot, a square, and move it back and forth. Then I graduated to Nintendo, and it was the shit. It was 100%.
No, I think he's saying the Atari was shit.
Oh yeah, no, but it was. But if you think about back then, that was it. Then I got a Nintendo, and I was one of those kids who got a Nintendo because my doctor was very progressive, and I was prescribed a Nintendo because I had an eye tracking problem. I could not focus.
Sorry.
It's fine. I could not focus on a single spot. So my doctor, and my mom is a super hippie mom, so when it comes to diet and shit like that, he said, literally, have you seen this thing? It forces kids to focus on a single thing in the middle of the screen. And that's why I got a Nintendo. It was the most unbelievable thing.
Man, I want a prescription for video games. What the fuck?
Yep, that got me hooked.
Man.
So, which is super funny, and everybody reacts exactly like you. But my point being is we grew up playing these trudgingly long single player experiences. My daughter and my son, they're playing single player experiences because daddy will not let them play online yet, right? Plus I'm gonna force them to appreciate the classics, whether they want to or not. But with that said, the generation now, hey mom, dad, I'm gonna download this free game and I'm gonna play it with all my friends. How does a single player campaign, how does a single player story compete with that for the kid who is not playing the game, not playing the game because he wants to play the game anymore, but playing the game because he wants to hang out with the popular kids?
Yeah, and you make good points. I think that
I know I do.
It's so I think that it's an issue with how socially connected we are, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the average gamer is like in his 30s still, right? So I don't think that all the people playing Fortnite are a complete indication of everyone playing, but at the same time, maybe Fortnite's wild popularity and extreme ease of access, because
It hurts me.
It's on 6 platforms, right? It's on Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, PC, Android, iOS.
That's crazy.
It's bananas. And I think that maybe, I don't know if it's actually moved the demographic to a younger age, but it's definitely one of those things where, because it's popular, it's what's in the news and it's all people can talk about. And it'll take some time, because this game's, honestly, it's not even a year old. It'll take some time to figure out what the real ripples are, what the repercussions are. But at the very least, it's making everyone kind of grab the steering wheel with 2 hands again and go, oh shit, okay, how do we fucking deal with this? And so to play on to Ben's question in the chat, what kind of single player do we need to make it real, to make now too real in? Oh, he spelled real wrong. So what kind of single player game do we need to make to reel in, like fishing, to reel in this generation?
I was with you. It's fine. You're good.
No, it's all right. I was trying to read it.
No.
How to make it real. I don't know. You know.
Yeah, I got it.
No. So what do we need to? What can single player game makers do to reel in this hyper connected generation? And I don't know, man. I'm starting to feel like what I said earlier about single player not mixing in interconnected multiplayer experiences is gonna end up being false, right? You're gonna have to find a way to make it so that people playing a single player game can interact with their friends. Because just being logical, playing against another human, other humans are far more inventive than computers can be.
So, as of right now.
Yeah, I guess that's a big thing.
Totally different topic.
Sure. But Battlefield created an AI. This is sidetrack. Battlefield, the developers at DICE created an AI that learned the maps in Battlefield.
Let's not talk about AIs that learn maps in games about killing people. Let's not go there.
Yeah, let's not.
This is not a podcast about which science fiction movie got it right and how we're all going to die in at least 10 in we're the next, I think, if you look at sci-fi movies, and we're still in the sidebar, if you look at sci-fi movies from 10 years ago, they all said right around the 2020 mark. Oh
God,
we're close.
Yes, we are.
Are we going to see another generation of consoles? Who knows? Tune in at 9.
Adam Jensen's alive right now. He's just not 30 yet. Oh my God, that's terrifying. Adam Jensen's like 12 years old.
Adam Jensen is 12 years old right now.
I'm Adam Jensen is what I'm trying to say. No,
I think chat brings up a huge point. It's
a demographic.
It's a demographic thing, but also let's pivot for a minute and talk about the serialization that of things like the Hulus and the Netflix and everything else, where these things are seeing huge, huge, huge growth. And I think that, and chat brings up a huge point, is it's a demographic thing, but also let's pivot for a minute and talk about the serialization that of things like the Hulus and the Netflix and everything else, where these things are seeing huge chunks of content that everybody is also talking about, right? I don't want to say that the youth is all just sitting around playing video games and not doing anything. They're not, because there are kids that I talk to and I interact with that don't like video games, right? That don't, but they super love movies and they super love TV shows. I happen to.
Ben's right. Those
Yeah.
kids are going to be the ones playing single player games.
Those are the ones that are looking for deep emotional connections in single player games. So, what's the game that
So single players for smart people, multiplayers for idiots.
Yeah, multiplayers for the jocks and single players for the nerds. Is that what we're trying to say?
That's what we've
that's what we've digressed to. No, what is the game that just came out? Captain Sparkle Pants, the kid with the cape.
The Fantastic Adventures of Captain Awesome.
I was
Come
close.
on now.
I was close.
The Awesome Adventures of Captain.
Whatever. But my point is that series of games is very episodically driven, and I think even you see those. I think those are really good examples of single player experiences that are bite-sized episodic chunks that get a lot of play because it is not a Miyamoto game, or not a Miyamoto.
Miyazaki?
No. Metal Gear. I've just totally.
Oh, Hideo Kojima.
Thank you, Kojima. Fuck it. You guys can just fire me now. I'm just gonna go ahead and end the stream and the podcast.
Yeah. Everybody, they say
there will be a new co-host next week, guys.
Well, there will, because I'll be at Comic-Con, but
and I'll be in a hotel in Chicago. There will be guests.
There will be guests. We'll get to that. Telltale. Ooh.
Yeah, Telltale is a prime example of good single player stories. I think how does single player survive? That type of game is something like that.
Yeah, you're right. No, I was commenting that Telltale's kind of lost there.
Surprise, Ben. Yes. Oh, you know what would be really cool is if I got with Caesar and Mo.
Holy shit. Everyone listening and watching has no idea what we're talking about.
Nope, we'll plan that later. We'll plan that later. I'll talk to them after this.
So I have a question for you, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of occurring to me as it's happening. The video game industry is young, right? We're only in year 30 of really mainstream.
It's in its dirty 30s. You're right.
So yeah, what I was gonna ask is this the first market sway that we're actually seeing, where like for a long time it was single player games, and multiplayer games started around 2010, right? When the first, or 2008, when Modern Warfare came out. And over the last 10 years, multiplayer has been honing its craft, and now multiplayer has kind of usurped the old king on the throne of single player and of like RPG, like turning D&D into something you can play. So is this just a logical, like Ice Age to hot period progression of time?
That was
like, are we going to see
weird analogy, but I'm with you.
No, you know what I mean? Like how Earth has cyclical warm and cold spells. Like, is this going to start? Is this the beginning of us seeing a cyclical?
Yeah.
We went from playing tabletop games surrounded by people to being able to play them on a screen alone and not needing to go out of our houses and hang out with people to play a game with just as much story. And now we're connected again, and we're connected without having to leave our home. So now we're playing with people from our homes.
I think
is the next step. I guess even we could even talk about VR. Is the next step that brings single player back. Finding a place for people to go in to a world where they can be fully immersed, and it's no longer just a story that has to be good. It's the story that's good, and also a world that makes you feel like you're not in your house.
So I think dovetailing on that, from poker to video poker to poker VR to weird super furry chat VRs that are totally odd.
To strip poker alone.
To strip poker alone
with yourself
in a full haptic suit. So no, I think this is a natural progression of. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be anything that is. That's going away. I don't think it's cyclical. I think you're going to be able to seek out experiences that are singular, right? And this goes back to the top of the
Oh
podcast
yeah,
where we were talking about Ubisoft,
yeah,
and their quest for making everything in a singular, expandable world, right? Cyberpunk, I think, is a cool example. That's a good.
yes,
That is going to be a phenomenal single player experience.
sure.
But I
And you
think,
already mentioned I'm pumped for Spider-Man.
yeah, Spider-Man.
And I'm pumped for Red Dead, which I brought up earlier.
Right. But I think, but I'm not. Red Dead will have a multiplayer element,
Sure, it will.
right?
Yeah,
The first
yeah,
one did.
sure.
Um,
But that doesn't mean I'm not pumped to play Red Dead Online, just like
Right.
I didn't play Grand Theft Auto Online
Correct.
a ton.
uh,
GTA 5 was just a fun fucking campaign.
all right, Ben. Thanks for hanging out, man. Yeah, I think but I think what we're gonna see is the natural progression of. I think we're gonna see the natural progression of these communities going online, and we're going to see and I wish, if our one guest speaker, another guy that we play Xbox with, Odin, came on, because he's our VR specialist.
Yeah, we should have him pop in.
Yeah, well, 100%. When we do a topic that is all VR, we would need to have him. But my point being is we are going to start seeing, and I don't want to point at I don't necessarily want to point back at Ready Player One again. I think that is where the world is going. You are going to have
the
these,
Oasis.
yeah, you're going to have online worlds and online experiences that, if you choose to have a multiplayer experience, great. But then you're also going to eventually have single player experiences where people choose to take on the role of the shopkeeper in the single player experience.
Man, I want that now. I brought that up at a family gathering. I was like, I can a game where I can run a shop,
Right.
and like have to coordinate where my shipments come from the town across yon. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. And I think,
put
and
me
you're
in
you're
fucking,
you're then taking that one step further as the shopkeeper, because that's what you've chosen to do in your digital identity in this virtual world. You are then now posting quests that are to protect your shipments from
yeah.
the enemies back and forth, right? I mean, that's where this is all going. And I think we got touches on that in Ready Player, and we keep bringing up Ready Player One. We keep talking about Fortnite, but these are they're buzzwords at this point. They're not passing fads. Fortnite is not going anywhere.
Sure, and UGC is becoming more and more popular. User-generated content is becoming. Oh, sorry, I listened to a podcast where they talked about it the whole time. So UGC is what came out.
Right.
But user-generated content is becoming more and more prevalent because it's getting easier and easier.
Well, look at what Bethesda
the guys
did.
Over at Media Molecule that make a little Big Planet that are now coming out with Dreams.
Yep.
And their trailer for that at E3 was a concert that was completely created in that.
Yep.
We're going to see like films come out of that, and new games come out of that. And much like I think the extension of games is going to become VR, I think the extension of user-generated content is going to, very much in line with VR, become a world full of user-generated quests, right? Where I've taken up a role and, someone's attacking my stuff, but I'm a shopkeeper. I'm not going to go fight them, so I'll pay you this much gold to go save my shit.
Yep.
It's interesting because that eventually, and this is, man, a whole other topic, but that eventually has to get to the point where games become so involving that being a troll would be bad for you, right?
Well, I think
like
that's
how that system will root out trolls, is that like, if a dude's a troll, everyone in the town's gonna be like, fuck that guy.
Right.
We want to cooperate. And so if you're a troll and you go, save the shopkeeper's shit, but then keep it yourself, you're not gonna be able to go back to that town. Everyone's gonna shoot you because they're gonna be like, "Oh, you're the motherfucker that did that."
Right, and I think though that becomes where, and this is also, we're getting off into the other weird thing of alternate universes and topics.
I'll rein it back in after your statement.
In that realm I see that is where Bitcoin,
Jesus,
has
you're not wrong.
Has its play is. Now, not only are you a troll, but you're actually dealing in hard currency that is usable in real life, right? Because those types of games, and looking at the Ready Player One scenario, nobody's doing anything, and it's even touched on a little bit. And going back to user generated content, is they even make reference to it in that game. Damn it, the one character.
Currency?
No,
Wait, who? What?
not Percival, his best friend.
H?
H. Thank you. I knew it was a letter. Men in Black
Well, it's
style.
spelled like AECH or something.
But my point being is H is top ranked on the mod boards, and she's literally working on a commission. Spoiler.
Oh, that's on the book. It's not even in the movie.
Yeah, I know, but for the random person who's listening that is going to complain that this episode is
listening while reading the book.
no, listens to the podcast that is complaining that we didn't mark spoilers.
We almost didn't before, but don't worry.
Is top ranked on the mod boards. I see that's where it's coming, right? And you saw that, and reining back into my point is Bethesda brought mods to Xbox, brought mods to console. Modding is a thing, right? People are people are already putting this out on, and I'm sure this was touched on the other podcast, but people are putting shit out on the markets that is making people real money, right? CSGO, there's a whole economy around knives with virtual paint jobs on them.
Oh yeah, and even PUBG has an economy on PC where people are selling skins for shit and things like that.
Right.
No, you're right, absolutely. But to rein it back into single player, we've talked a lot about how
versus multiplayer,
right? We've talked a lot about how multiplayer has all these abilities to adapt, and that single player needs to, in some way, imitate, if not imitate, I don't know, borrow, right? In the meantime, what do you think the immediate solution is? Is it that games are going to have to take a risk on making something, and they just have to do it to extend that olive branch towards developers making artistic expressions of storytelling? Or are we going to see more big studios drop their operating costs and become like a AAA studio, the large indie studios, like Valve just bought Campo Santo, who's making In the Valley of Gods. Like indie games, I think, and I wrote about this years ago, I think indie games have been kind of the saving grace of the game industry, because the game industry has become this kind of gross, bloated system of like franchise hierarchy, and every year four games that at least the four games that belong to a large multi-billion-dollar franchise.
No, I agree. I think, but we're starting to see, and if you want to talk about anything pivoting, right, anything coming back to center or swinging the other way, going back to your analogy about hot and cold earth and ice and fire, is you're starting to see, and not so much from Activision. Activision as a company has been suspiciously quiet as of late, right? They have not done things. We've seen a lot of, and now granted, they are in the position of power because of the Blizzard part. Blizzard.
Yeah, I was about to say they did just sign a deal with Disney, with ESPN.
Right.
But
yeah, and that's for a specific property that happens to be owned by Blizzard, not Activision, right? And I'm convinced at this point that Blizzard is actually calling the shots, not Activision.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Blizzard watched what Activision did with Destiny, and
right?
They were like,
no,
we got this.
Yeah, we're good. We're gonna go ahead and take that over too, so you guys don't really destroy that universe. That would be awesome. God, could you imagine if Blizzard actually took over Bungie and gave them creative resources? What would happen? What would happen to that game?
You want to know something funny? I actually think that's what's happened with 343. I think Phil Spencer took over Xbox.
Oh,
Halo
yeah.
5 was the last result. Halo 5 was the last result of the prior leadership.
Don Matrick.
And
fucker.
I know. Yeah. Halo 5 was the result of previous leadership. And I think Phil Spencer, after Halo 5 came out 2 years ago, pulled everyone at 343 aside, probably specifically Frank O'Connor, Geeky Wolfkill, people in charge. I always remember the actual... What a fucking great name.
What an
right?
unbelievable name. Anyway, go on.
What's the name of the woman that's actually in charge? I always forget her name and it bugs the shit out of me. Please hold. I'm gonna Google this because it's gonna bug me, and I should know the name of one of the most important female developers in my
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another radio visual. You'll hear key clicks, and then we'll say a name.
No, she's a woman in charge of a development studio, and that's important.
It is
Bonnie Ross.
There we
Bonnie
go.
Ross.
It's
Bonnie
not a hard
Ross.
name either.
No, it's not. And I knew it was something that wasn't fucking Kiki Wolfkill, but that name's so memorable.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm sure Phil sat down with these people and was like, Xbox is about doing what's right for players. And what that means oftentimes is, I don't even know if you would have said that, but I don't know. You bringing up Blizzard, taking over Activision's publishing arm and just becoming the publisher and giving Bungie that creative freedom feels exactly like what happened in 343 because they released Halo 5. They made good on really fucking up Master Chief Collection. And for the last couple of years, they've been building an engine. And that's a studio that makes one of the tentpole games for Microsoft. And Lord knows Microsoft doesn't need money because Xbox isn't what makes them their bread and butter. But Phil Spencer, it had to have come to them and been like, make what you want to make.
Yeah.
And there's no limits on it. There's no safeguards on it. If there's not an engine that exists that works to make what you want to make, take the extra 2 years and easily $200 million development dollars and make an entirely brand new engine, right? That's the ideal. And that's why I'm excited for, and this is jumping way back to E3 conversation, that's why I'm excited for Microsoft's future. Because they're spending money giving studios the opportunity to have freedom. Whereas any other acquisition that I've heard, especially when I found out that Bungie and Activision were working together, I was like, ugh. You know what I mean? Like other acquisitions, you cringe. And you're like, oh, fuck, what does that mean? And hearing what Xbox is doing and then immediately hearing Ninja Theory when someone was like, well, what are you going to make now? Because you're a small studio. They're like, we're going to hire people.
Yeah, we got money.
We want to be a studio of hundreds and we want to have voice acting talent come in instead of, having someone read the lines and going, you know what, you should do it. That's a good sign that, that I guess to come full circle to my very long-winded point.
Yeah,
I think it's going to just, I think it's just going to take publishers, specifically first party, because they're the ones with the most money and with the least skin in the game in these kinds of investment opportunities. It's going to just take them going, it's art, it's important, and just do it.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a lot of that, right? It's not as prevalent at Activision. I think you're seeing it. I think the people that are at the bottom of the list on who's actually doing a good job of this is Activision. I think unfortunately Sony is not doing a great job of it.
Oh boy, someone who doesn't like what Sony's doing. I like this guy.
Sorry. I know that's gonna divide the world because Sony and who cares? It's all just one system now, right? And I think that's what it's becoming in this grand. But I'll get to that point in a minute. And then you have Nintendo and Microsoft who are doing good jobs. Microsoft, I think, had a phenomenal showing at E3 where they bought Ninja Theory, they bought these games, and said. And I think you can point everything you can point at Microsoft is to Satya. The new CEO going, hey, Phil, you're in charge of this. Xbox is a brand. It is a thing that is core to our ecosystem of products. Go and run it and make it successful.
Go fix it. Corporate Microsoft is done.
Yep.
Y'all can do it.
To getting that and the thing. But I think the publisher that is doing the absolute best thing right now and doing a great job of it, and this is going to be really unpopular and everybody's going to flame me on Twitter and when they listen to this, is EA. EA.
Oh, shit. That's not what I thought you were.
Nope. EA is
Go ahead,
doing
go
a
ahead,
phenomenal job And I think they also are doing so much of it because they have so much to prove, and getting away from that
Oh yeah.
corporate mentality of that. You want to talk about a corporate suck ass?
Well, they got some respect to earn back for sure.
Yeah, they EA understands that the chips are down, the cards are on the table, and it's their game to lose right now. They fucked up,
Yeah.
and they know it. I could not believe that the Yarny 2 or whatever it was, Unravel 2, is came out right there. It was done. It was ready to go. Like that was a huge thing.
And that they announced that other EA. Fuck, what's their indie game branch called? Whatever.
We are professionals, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey man, there's a lot of shit to remember, and I can remember really dumb shit.
Yeah.
No, they announced that Storm game.
Oh yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Fuck me. EA Originals.
EA Originals.
Sea of Solitude.
Sea of Solitude.
Yeah.
So we got there.
No, I thought, and man, just looping back, and I mean, it's what games are. They loop on each other, and it's still too soon after E3 to not be looping back.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. EA made mistakes, and they've backtracked. And like this E3 wasn't perfect because they did have a Battlefield developer come out, or a Battlefront developer come out and apologize for making mistakes, and then try to hype his game. And then the CEO came out and like, we're doing all these great things. And it's like, dude,
shut up.
You're the one that fucked up Battlefront. You should be the one coming out owning shit, not this guy who just worked on the game that he loved. Whatever. They made mistakes still, but they were quick to say no loot boxes. They were quick to say all this shit. But yeah, I agree with you. They're in a position to do. Like they could make a good game in the next 2 years, and people will think it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Because the expectation, the bar has been set so low. And like, that's something I hope they capitalize on. I hope that Respawn gets that Star Wars game out and it's great, so people think it's world defining. And I hope they get. I hope Battlefield 5 is good. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's the first thing we're going to see. It's Battlefield 5, right? Is going to come talk about single player, multiplayer, right? That is the single player campaign. All of the Battlefield campaigns have always just made me smile and made me cry and made me happy and sad. And I think that DICE has a phenomenal grasp on telling that story, but then they have a more phenomenal grasp on the multiplayer element. And for all of the faults of Star Wars Battlefront 2 with loot box and everything, the game itself and the gameplay is solid. It's fun.
Oh yeah, DICE doesn't fuck around when they make shooters.
Nope, not at all. And I think
remember when they made Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare?
Yep.
That game went hard.
It did.
That game went hard.
Very much.
The mechanics in that game were legit. Mm-hmm. Sorry, go on.
No, that's really all the point I had is that EA's got the most to make up, and they're doing the best job publicly right now, getting it.
Yeah.
All right.
So single player and multiplayer is interesting, man.
It is.
Multiplayer's got legs for days.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's got feet. But
I would hope it has feet if it has legs.
Hey man, you don't always need your chairs don't have feet, do they? Right? Blew your mind.
Okay, let's go with that. Moving on.
Multiplayer's got legs for days. And it'll be interesting to see how it evolves over the next few years.
Yep.
Maybe even the next generation. And single player I don't think single players, oh no, my dog barked. Fuck. 4 podcasts in and he barked the first time tonight. Anyway, single player's not going away. It's just going to have to change. And I think what we read earlier from Ubisoft about their worlds getting bigger and becoming more interconnected is a big deal. Also, and we didn't talk about this, and I don't know why, and we don't have to talk about it a ton. I assumed at some point game development would get cheaper, and it didn't.
I think we're going to start seeing that, though. I think
we could.
No, I think
Final Fantasy, Square Enix just said last year they figured out a way to make games as beautiful as Final Fantasy 15 more quickly. And then,
well, I don't necessarily think it's going to be from a graphical asset standpoint. I think we're getting to the point where technology-wise where the fidelity of games is only going to get so much better, right? You have a point where
the
graphics
arc is going to start slowing down.
Yeah, you have a point where graphics could only get so good that the human eye can accept them as reality, right?
Yeah, sure.
And that's very
Uncanny Valley shit's coming.
Yeah, that's very metaphysical. But my point being is you can only get as good a graphics as what you have right now sitting in front of you in real life. So there's a ceiling there for graphic fidelity. But I think more notably is going back to the whole topic of this conversation in multiplayer is as developers start creating these shared worlds that they will just continue expanding, they don't have to create a new engine. They don't have to create a whole new realm or graphical assets. They're just tacking on and reusing assets. If you're talking about an Assassin's Creed that is spanning multiple countries of a same time region, of a same time period, let's say 1610, well, the materials from 1610 Greece are going to be very similar to what you have in 1610 country north of Greece at that point, Rome, type of thing. Right.
I mean, we're even seeing it from Origins to Odyssey, right?
Right.
Odyssey, people are like, it looks like Origins.
Well, of course it does.
It's fiscally responsible to do that shit.
Right, and it's literally a couple years after.
Yeah, it's a sequel. Also, it's fiscally responsible. People keep talking shit about their single player game going away, but then they want to shit on a game for reusing assets. Like, there's a point where that gets annoying. Sure.
I mean,
the second game is not that point.
Not to be,
we've been playing Call of Duty for 10 fucking years with the same ass.
Yeah, not to be too cliche, but you can please some of the people some of the time, but not all of them all the time.
Yep.
And that is 100%
sometimes
the case
not even
in gaming.
some of them
No.
all the time.
Right.
Right,
you are.
I'm looking at you, Destiny 2.
Yeah, no. There are the diehard Destiny fans out there. I mean, and they will defend
exist. Sure. We know
play,
a couple of
yeah,
them.
we play with a couple of them.
Yeah.
And for them, it's fine. For me, it's Diablo, right? It's
right.
Yeah, the grind. Everybody enjoys the grind in some way. I just happen to like mine when there's lots of pretty colors flashing everywhere.
Ooh, that should be our next episode. We should talk about the best gameplay loop. The best grind, right? The best, like, go out, do missions, come back, get experience, buy shit, go out, do missions.
Yeah, let's get through Comic-Con first, and then we can figure that out.
Yeah, we gotta figure out what we're gonna talk about. So yeah, in and not even a week, on Tuesday, myself and Sketch Lawyer from the chat are going to be headed to San Diego Comic-Con with another buddy of ours that plays Xbox with us. Eric, I don't know if you've ever played with Bearcats, but he'll be there.
I have not.
So we'll be in San Diego from the 17th to the 24th, which means that one podcast will be in San Diego, and we'll be with a group of people. And Eric's going to be in Chicago, right? That same stint of time, and we have a group of friends in Chicago. Honestly, the only person getting left out would be Odin, but we can have him. Discord in if he wants.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We can figure it out, but yes. So that's next week. I'm planning on doing some kind of small post of some kind with all three of us in San Diego each day to kind of give everyone a Comic-Con update. We're gonna go to the Rocket League 3rd birthday party, try and run into the guys from Kind of Funny, Greg Miller, and all them. All sorts of shit. But more details as that gets closer. I know it's 4 days away, so it's pretty damn close. But more details as that gets closer. Eric, in wrapping up, man, what's your you got any bounties you've been playing, listening, you've been reading? What's up?
Man, work has been such hell that I have not had a chance. You were still PUBG in it. The PTS is PTR or whatever the hell it's called is up.
PTS.
Yeah, so that's
re-downloaded that, by the way.
That's super fun. Probably jump into that here in a minute. I started the second book in the by that Daniel O'Malley gentleman. It is called Stiletto. After I got done with the first one, The Rook. So I'm about I'm through like the second chapter in that one. It's pretty good too. Um, and that's about it. I like I said, we're in this doldrum of things where I'm just kind of hanging out until next month when or actually a couple weeks from now when we get We Happy or yeah, what is it? Yeah, We Happy
We
Few.
Happy Few?
Yeah, We Happy Few. I was super excited for Code Vein, but you know, shit happens.
Yeah.
I was super excited for Code Vein.
I know you
Nobody
were.
else in our group was excited for but if we talk about anime,
Yeah, we
pretty
got to talk
sure
about RPGs and JRPGs coming up.
pretty sure there's me and then the rest of the group is probably about 10 15,000 feet below me when it comes to my love of anime. Because I am a huge anime dork.
Pronounced anime.
Oh. But anyway, yeah, that's about it.
Cool. As I opened this show, working real hard all week to have a good portfolio to take to Comic-Con. And by portfolio, I mean the roots of a podcast network. So we've got this one. We have got Family Quest. I've got one with my grandma. I'm recording tomorrow night, and that'll be a whole other thing. That'll be either weekly or bi-weekly. All sorts of stuff. We're gonna try and get Nerdy Bits going. Try and get Eric out of his job and into working on games all podcasts and playing games for a living. And
Yeah, now that other company that also has nerd in their name is without a leader, we're fucking moving on in.
I didn't even think of that. I didn't think of that situation. I didn't think of us moving in to
We're taking it over.
their spot. We're taking it over.
Fucking, we're gonna go Pitbull, Mr.
Yo,
Worldwide.
I googled him the other day because I was like, "Yo, what the fuck happened?" He just disappeared. Anyway,
I'll tell you what happened. There's an old adage there: "Hell hath no fury."
oh yeah,
I'll leave it
Hell
at that.
hath no fury,
I'll leave it at that.
Unless you're a piece of shit, and then hell hath all the fury.
Karma.
That's the quote, right?
It is a wheel, and it eventually gets back to here.
Yeah, you can only hold the shit down so it overflows.
So true.
Hey, we could just keep doing this all night.
Yeah, let's not.
I have been playing Bomber Squad, which came out on Game Pass on the 10th.
Yeah.
If you played FTL on PC, normally if people played FTL and they hear someone start describing a game by saying, "If you played FTL," you know you're gonna like it.
Yep.
So essentially, it's a more in-depth FTL. You've got a bomber that's got a crew of 6 or 7 that you fly missions in. You can slow down time to tell them where to go and what to do.
Yep.
It never stops time. And boy, let me share a quick anecdote.
Was
I
FTL
played it the night.
Did FTL make it to console?
No, never console. It made it to mobile. So it's
What
on
is the
PC
game I'm thinking of that
iPhone.
slows down time that was on console?
Are you thinking of Super Hot? Where you like walk, time only moves when you move?
Maybe it was a capybara game.
Oh no, that's not. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'll have to look it up. All right. Continue.
FTL was made by oh fuck me. They made Into the Breach too.
All right, go on. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I can't remember the name of that company. Anyway, no. So a quick anecdote from Bomber Crew. I did my first not epic, like plot point mission, like the first one that was a big deal. I did a bunch of small little missions to cut my teeth, if you will. Did the first big deal mission. The job was to fly the bomber over a plane and take out submarines while it was fly the bomber over a boat.
There you go.
And protect it from submarines while it essentially drove shaped charges into a submarine factory. So bombing the submarines, nailed it. Totally fine. I didn't miss a single one. But then batteries start shooting, and I was too low to be above their operative range. And then planes came in. So 6 of my 8 crew died. My ship, I didn't have oxygen. I didn't have heat. I didn't have hydraulic pressure. and I found out, and this game is fucking brutal. The game told me with 4 people dead already and 4 people just hanging on. Oh, by the way, I was on my return route. Oh, by the way, if you go to the highest altitude, fighters can't follow you. So I was like, that would have been good to know. I would have turned around and jumped straight up to the highest altitude right away to get away from this. But by the time I got up there, catch this, no, my oxygen system was out.
Yep.
And my insulation was out.
Yep.
So 2 people died of hypothermia and 1 suffocated.
Mm.
And I flew down and I literally had to emergency crash the plane because I didn't have hydraulics to put the landing gear out.
This is
1 person was unconscious when I landed. The impact knocked the pilot, the last awake person on board, unconscious. And so those 2 people were the lone survivors of a mission that, while successful, cost a lot of lives.
tragedy.
Yeah, that game's a fucking blast. I'm gonna take a few days to get back into it because that was an utterly demoralizing experience.
But Super Time Force, that's the game I was thinking of.
Oh, Super Time Force is dope. Yeah,
Yes.
that's that game is very good.
Yep.
Oh man, I haven't played that in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you haven't played Super Time Force, every time you rewind, it doesn't take your old character away. You could just stack. So
Correct.
You can like rewind 10 times while shooting one thing, and on the final time you hit play, there's 10 of you shooting it.
Yeah,
It's
that was
fucking
a
great.
really cool mechanic.
Yeah, that game's very good.
Love me some capybara games.
Yeah, man. Other than that, that's really it. I've been listening to a podcast called Zigzag, which
Oh, yeah?
everyone should listen to. It's 2 women starting a media startup
Okay.
and going through a company called Civil that's trying to fund journalists through blockchain and
Interesting.
through cryptocurrency. It's real interesting.
All right.
So check that out, Zigzag. It's being published by Radiotopia, which if you
So-
like 99% Invisible or any of that, it's on
Funny story about cryptocurrency.
there. Oh boy, aren't they all? Go ahead.
Well, no, this one's really funny. So back in the early 2000s, when Final Fantasy 11 just came out, I had someone buy something from me with 150 bitcoins.
When?
Back in the early 2000s. This was like right when they became a thing.
Yeah.
They were even there. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I don't care. Whatever. So then finally, when I sold my account, I sold the 150 bitcoins with them. I wish I hadn't have done that because a year ago, I would have had 150 bitcoins at, I think they were at like $11,000 a piece.
Yeah. That's startup money right there, my friend.
That's unfortunate.
or early retirement money.
Yeah, that would have been kids' college. You know,
Yeah.
no regrets. Now we got
Hey,
the
man.
House of Glass and Bounty board. We're gonna do it.
We're gonna do it.
We're
I don't
gonna
know if
do
you
it.
noticed. I've been sporting a Bounty board
I
t-shirt.
know, I
at the
saw it.
show.
I have a
Um,
I have a Call of Duty Elite shirt on from when that was a thing. If
oh,
you
man,
remember
was
that.
there, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I do remember that.
Mm-hmm. This is from my
Good
Call
old
of
days,
Duty
man.
Modern Warfare 3 Collector's Edition, which still has, it's up here on my shelf somewhere, one of the coolest things. I don't know if you ever saw it.
Is that the one that came with a drone C-130 or something?
No. This is the one that came. It had the book, like the note, like the journal with like the mission logs and everything else in it. That's all handwritten.
That's dope.
I'll have to find it and take a picture, but it was super cool. I'll
Yeah.
find it in a minute. I'll send you a picture.
Well,
Anyway,
I have a couple of Halo special editions. One of them has Dr. Catherine Halsey's personal notebook.
there you go.
I've
Yep,
actually read that thing like
I've got
2 or
that
3
one too.
times.
Yep, I got a
So
helmet.
good. It was the one that came out with Reach.
Yep, I've got a helmet up
came out
there.
with 2.
Was the helmet too?
There's Halo 2 or Halo 3. The visor's like gold, is like orange gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Halo
It's a
2.
giant one. I got lots of cool shit up here on the shelf. So
I got the Halo 5 special edition one. It's the big old statue of Locke and Chief. Halo's my shit, man.
yeah, I wish the one thing that I'm looking forward to is that we didn't talk about it much, but Darksiders 3. That we didn't talk about that in the news segment.
Oh no, we didn't.
That's all right, but we need to wrap up anyway. But I kind of have dropped hints to my wife about the $400 edition of that game,
Do it.
because it has
Just do it.
it has been a minute since I've added something to my shelf, and the 3 11-inch statues that game comes
on.
with of War, Fury,
No,
and
it does
Death.
not.
Yes, it does. Are mighty fine looking.
That's not.
Yeah, that's the thing. 11-inch statues.
Oh,
War, Fury, and Death.
I'm looking this up right now.
But
Oh my
what
God,
what
it's
I'm gonna
so
do is I'll probably wait, because the fourth game is inevitably gonna have another edition, and that one you will get Strife with. So
Sure. This also says it has 4 high quality figurines. What's the 4th?
maybe it is Strife.
Dude, if Strife fucking was just in this collector's edition.
That would be awesome. Because one
Oh,
would
no,
be
it's not.
oh, what is it?
It's oh my God, what's that character's name? They're gonna show it. It's Death, it's War,
Fury.
Fury, and Volgrim, which is
Oh, yeah. The
Mark
guy.
Hamill's character, isn't
Yep.
it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Well, I'll take a Volgrim too.
Yeah.
But so there, just going back to our topic real quick, and I know we're super at time, but there's an interesting take on our single player versus multiplayer, where we have a game franchise that was specifically built with the notion of
Becoming
a multiplayer co-op game. You've got the first game introducing War, the second game introducing Death, the third game introducing Fury, and the last one is going to introduce Strife, but the last one is supposedly going to be
4-player
a
co-op.
4-player co-op game.
Yo, dude, that's it. Our closing note can be this. I mean, if you agree, whatever. Single player isn't. Oh, that's what it is, man. Single player isn't one person alone going through the story. Single player now is PvE. And the way single player survives is they learn to make stories where you can go through that story with your friends.
Agreed. And I think
I
that's
didn't even think about that.
yeah,
Like,
but I think that's where
I
we're
think
going.
Co-op stories is where we need to go to save story-based games.
I think that's where we're going to go with Anthem, right?
Yep.
We're going to see that with Anthem.
They even said there's no.
Yeah, I think we're going to see that.
Showed multiplayer.
I think we're going to see that. Well, the whole game is multiplayer. You mean PvP?
Exactly.
yeah,
See,
sorry.
look, I did it. I did it right there.
Right. I think we're going to see that a lot more in the Division. There was a game that was just announced today. I posted in the Discord. What is that? That Remnant from Ashes game, which looks super interesting.
I haven't watched that trailer yet.
4-player co-op. The interesting thing about that one is apparently every stage is randomly generated, which could be really cool, could be really bad. I think Diablo 3 did a phenomenal job of that when they introduced the rifts and the greater rifts, because those are all randomly generated stages based on a set of assets.
So you can do it.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Well, that's, again, Blizzard.
I'm super sad that I didn't think about the PvP, PvE thing early in this podcast,
Right.
because that completely changes my mind.
But you
single
did.
player I was thinking of as just one person, but it's not.
Right.
To
It's
me,
not. No.
It's PvE now.
But I mean, think about we've had that experience with Gears, which is a game we did not mention, which had 4-player co-op.
Halo, man.
Yeah, Halo, ODST.
Oh,
Yeah. I think you're right. Single player is becoming. Is it a PvP or a PvE scenario?
Dude, video games went. It's almost full circle. We're going back to sitting around a table playing a D&D campaign.
That's exactly what we're doing. Except
yes.
Except the AI is a machine learning supercomputer that's just figuring out how to kill us. Topic for a different day.
With that, we're gonna make our way out of this episode. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for chatting. Sarge, thanks for coming by. Sketch Sawyer, thanks for coming by in the chat. Nobody else really talked. That's okay. We don't have to have everyone talk all the time. That's fine.
All good, baby.
But
all good.
you will see us again next week. I'm not sure what day exactly it will be, but we will iron that out.
We'll figure it out. I don't know. We may not be streaming next week. That depends on the situation. We'll keep everybody posted on the Twitters and the social medias. Just pay attention. I think we'll definitely be recording next week regardless.
For sure. Yeah, we'll have a recording. Absolutely.
It's tough to take the stream setup with me in the travels. But we'll figure that out.
You know what we could do, and this is bananas, and it would be a really bootleg thing, but we could have two people with their phones FaceTime, right? And then the other two people Facebook.
Oh, I was going to say what's even more bananas is I actually hijack my company's studio for the night and bring Caesar and Mo in, and we all sit behind on a couch with like professional 4K cameras and punch the stream. But that's never going to happen, so we're going to let.
I mean, that would be dope, but
we're
don't
gonna
get yourself fired.
Yeah, we're going to let that.
Making money yet.
Yeah, we're going to let that one die on the vine
we're not
right there.
making money over here yet. So
that would be
let's not do
awesome.
that.
I dropped something there, you guys. No, we'll figure it out. I think it would be fun if we could get one. It would let me actually meet Mo and Caesar.
I've only met Mo. I haven't met Caesar yet.
I have not. But yeah, we'll
I met
coordinate.
Mo and Terry. I met Mo and Terry.
We'll coordinate. But I will take my mic, and if nothing else, I'll have my.
How long are you gonna be in Chicago?
Just till Friday morning.
Oh damn! I'm going up the Thursday.
All right,
let's.
we'll figure this out.
We're having a conversation.
We love you guys, and that's how much we want to bring you into our lives with this podcast. But we're not going to bore you anymore with this.
You guys are awesome. My name is Caleb Sawyer. Oh my God! I'm gonna start that over, and I'm gonna edit this shit out. Oh my! I just stumbled through that.
Yes, you did.
Thanks for listening. I'm your host, Caleb Sawyer. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Xbox, PlayStation, Tumblr at Lubwub, LUBWUB. Eric, where can people find you?
I am Hybrid Glass down at the bottom there on the Twitter, the Twitch, the YouTube, everywhere you can find me there. But as always, thank you for hanging out tonight.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
On the stream,
you're down there now too. You're down there now too.
Yeah.
There you
See
are.
my name?
Mm-hmm.
My name?
I added it. And bounty board up there. You got it. You got it. Yeah. So everywhere, House of Glass, Hybrid Glass / Hybrid Glass on Twitch all the time. Streaming under the House of Glass. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody.
Of Glass.
All right. Cool.
Thanks so much, guys. We will. You'll hear from us again next week. Peace.
Later. There we go. Now that I'm back and I actually put my audio back through the stream. Whoop, whoop. What up, Mal? What's happening? Let's turn that Mozak down. Turn that Mozak down. What's happening? Tonight, you just missed the podcast, unless you tuned in for some of it. And if that's the case, then thank you. What was I doing here? I was sending a message to somebody on Xbox. There it is. All right, now we're gonna go shoot some things. Oh, maybe not, because he's ready. Oh. All right, hopefully I've got game audio because... Now, let me know if you're there, if I've got game audio. What are you doing? What are you doing, Night Panda?
Joining you?
Yes. Good man.
Pairing offline on Rocket League.
Oh.
It's one thing I can't stand on the game is playing one game and then Oh, hold on. I gotta be right back.
Did
Oh, I
you?
gotta put. Let's back out so I can put aloe on the face. Bro, it takes like 2 seconds. Just do it while playing.
Who puts aloe on
Let's
their
go.
face?
Sunburn, I guess.
Oh, okay, that makes
Something
sense.
like that.
All right.
Something like that. Were you
What?
gonna say something?
Oh no. Nope. I was gonna say, let's go. Or are you trying to finish up a match?
Nah, we were just sitting on the menu. That's why I wasn't gonna wait. Oh, I gotta create a new character? The fuck?
Yeah, it's PTS, man. You also got 1,000,000 BP.
Oh. Wow, that's sexy. Should be a female.
But you could still only get 6 crates at a time.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! I just confirmed myself as an ugly black guy.
Well, shh. I don't know what to tell you.
And that's the story of how it came to be. Bo Derek over here.
That's interesting.
That's what I named it.
So I could see you. The only reason I knew you were online is because I could see you on the Xbox app.
Oh, I just appeared offline.
Hmm.
Although I don't have a profile picture. I see this game still likes to tell me my controller is disconnected as well. Controller disconnected. Is there something wrong with this controller?
I don't know, man. I always have my controller plugged in. So. That is a delicious wine. That was a great podcast tonight.
I could not join.
That's all right.
So I didn't realize it was Twitch exclusive.
What do you mean?
I didn't realize. I saw you online for the longest time, and I was like, "Oh, okay. Let's see if he does a party." But I'm guessing you guys ran on Discord.
Oh yeah, we use Discord. So Caleb, I pull Caleb's video from Discord in,
Oh, okay.
and so Caleb being Lubwub, and so then there's me on my left, and then him on the right. Oh,
I noticed there's a lot of text run on in this PTS.
yeah, it's not. Oh,
Match is still in progress. Continue. What?
I don't know. I just joined in.
Oh, is that its way of letting me know because I'm in the settings or something?
I don't know. Maybe.
This is weird.
I'm assuming Lubwub said he was gonna play, but then. All right. Are you in here?
I'm
Yeah.
loading.
There you are. Okay. Well, that's
Alright, graphics all look the same. GG.
No, this actually looks like really bad for me. Like none of the textures load in on this.
Yeah.
So is
Yeah,
this?
that was the joke. Like,
Oh, okay,
it
got it.
looks
This is
so bad.
this is what you guys experience
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Classic McGruber.
Whoa, that line though.
Oh, yep, line's there. So now we can know 100% for sure that we're either going to Picado or Hacienda, because now we have a line going straight through this area of the map.
It's a 50-50.
Yep.
Oh my god, the plane looks like a plane.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, and it draws the
Picado
line.
or Hacienda. What do you want?
Hacienda, bro.
All right, bro.
Fortnite's update is huge. I'm
Yep.
playing it really well.
Yeah. Wait, where? Did I? What's going on? Oh, there it is. Shit.
Ooh, I'm barefoot. Nice. Alright, what else is different?
So when you look down sights, It's up and down on the D-pad. Oh god, I am way late to the party here.
Up and down on the D-pad to what?
Changes the reticle. Yeah,
Oh.
I'm not going in there. I am so late to the party. It's not even funny.
It's okay. I'm just gonna hit the long building.
Oh, I was gonna do that, but apparently you are. So.
Oh yeah. I'm nowhere near the actual action either. Ooh, look at these sexy graphics. Yeah.
And it begins. Not a single gun.
No, just a pistol.
Nothing else in here.
Everybody else is having it. Pistol for you.
There's another helmet in here.
Okay. This will save lives. I was expecting the PC version where it shows you where all your mods go. Isn't that in PC right now?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, it'll show you that a reticle, you know. Oh, a lightweight grip?
Yep, all the new grips are in here too.
It'll show you that like a scope goes on top of the. It has like an arrow showing you where it goes on the gun.
Oh, I don't know.
Wow, these are all empty? We might as well take that red dot.
Where is
Oh
it?
yeah, micro Uzi.
There's a buggy right here if we want to get out of here. Or we can go push.
Should we? I don't know, I kinda wanna push. With my micro Uzi and your one mag of 5.56.
Oh wait, there's an SK right here. Here, come grab this. There you go. It's a hollow right there too.
Cool.
Up and down on the D-pad changes the reticles.
Okay. Oh, just the color?
No, when you ADS. Sorry.
Yeah, red.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, hollow only has red or green.
Oh, and then when you hit right on it defaults it back to red?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Red dot has the multiple reticles.
Can you increase the brightness still? It looks better, to be honest. It doesn't have that glare.
No, it doesn't. They took that out of both versions of the game.
Oh, cheek pad can go on a what?
Yeah, cheek
Yeah,
pad.
cheek pad.
Cheek pad's always gone on S.
It actually says DMR now.
Yeah. So DMRs are now their own class.
Good. I feel like it's brighter.
Very snappy too. If you noticed.
Oh, what do you mean snappy?
Oh,
Oh,
like,
behind me. Shit.
where'd he go? One's down.
He's got an auto shot.
Dead.
Nice job. Don't mind playing bait at all. Ooh, a scar. Yes, please. So the push was worth.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you get?
I got a vector.
Oh, is that how you chunked me so fast?
Yeah, he had a vector with an extended mag.
That'll do it.
I love another level 3
My
backpack
first
out
aid
here.
out of it. I got one.
Yep.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stimmy mag just went on an AR? What? Or the DMR?
Yep. That's a thing. I got a 6X on my M16 for that DMR whenever I find a replacement too.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't pick that up.
What'd you find?
There is a.
Level 2 vest on me if you need one.
Actually, I'm gonna do this because.
Oh, there's a level 2 vest right there too.
Here's a 55 rounds of 7.62 for you. Because I now have a mini with an extended quick draw magazine and a 6X scope.
Mmm.
So that means there are. Oh, there's an SLR right here. Oh. You
Can I
may.
walk over something?
There. Do you wanna? You can. You can.
Oh,
get-
is that what that is?
That's the new gun.
I thought that was an auto shotty.
No. That's the SLR, baby. It's the new sniper.
What is it? This is classified. Sniper?
It's a DMR.
What ammo?
7.62. It's dirty.
Looks dirty.
Hmm. I enjoy it greatly.
Okay,
Oh,
so
look at that.
SKS has slightly less power.
Yeah.
SKS just has a faster fire rate.
Yep.
Cool. I just need a scope. Oh, not bad iron sight though.
Yeah, that's the SLR has great iron sights actually.
Oh, what is this? Quick draw mag for a DMR.
Yeah, I love the fact that you could put the assault rifle clips mags on.
Indeed. I think we
We made the right choice.
check everything.
I'm just running around seeing what people forgot.
Yep. I think we've done a full lap.
Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah, I bet those guys were pissed.
Probably they just went through all that work.
Oh yeah, this is right where we were. So now level 3 backpack right here. You want it?
I got one.
I just need a barrel and a. Level 2 vest up here if you need one.
Wearing one.
Alright. Where are we going?
Good question.
Oh, they did the new circle too if you look at it. It's no longer just a blue ring. It's the whole.
Oh my god. My eyeballs. Wow. Okay, Fortnite.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here's a duckbill for a
Oh,
shotgun.
they took away. They took away the
Do you wanna
little player icon.
do you want a 4X or a 6X?
I will take either or. I am not picky.
I'm gonna take the 4X.
They
And
took away the little player icon off of the circle above our map.
what do you mean?
You know how it showed like the running, like us running. There's a little white. Now it's just a white arrow.
Oh yeah,
or
yeah. Now it's the
something.
line. Mm-hmm.
Did they make circle next circle easier to see when you're outside of it?
I don't know.
Like the white
vehicle.
dotted line.
120.
Fortnite made theirs solid and thicker.
Here's a extended mag. I'm gonna grab it for you.
Oops.
Here is extended mag for DMR and some more 762.
Ooh.
This guy stop at this house over here?
The 6x looks nice.
Yeah, it's real nice.
It looks like a real scope.
Uh-huh. Yeah, the 8X looks like a rolling scope now too. Oh, there's a guy right here? Two
Oh,
guys right
vehicle. Oh, I see him. Okay. Wow, that sounds like a beast.
here? Yeah, it is.
Trying to look for that vehicle that was to our southeast. Oh, they stopped. Wait, is that
Where?
a tractor? Oh no, they didn't. They were on the road to the southeast, but I don't see a vehicle.
Oh, here's a
there.
vehicle right here.
Oh yeah, that's. Oh, that's the convertible.
Uh-huh. I love having 30 rounds in a mini. Alright, what do we want to do? Do we want to push these guys or move to this compound over here and keep looting?
Come on, move to the compound only because I don't know where they are. I want to
Wait,
go into an ambush.
wait, which compound are you talking about?
East.
East? Okay, let's roll.
Give us more cover. And we could probably push south. It just feels brighter.
It does, yeah. They increase the.
How does that brightness affect Aaron Gale though? Oh, these shadows look nice in here though.
Hmm.
This room was definitely not looking like this.
Yeah, they sped it up a little bit. Made it a little bit more snappy when you go into ADS mode.
Yeah, I see that. Ooh,
Where was that shot from?
sound like northwest. Oh yeah, northwest, 295. You have a silencer, right?
I do.
It's two of them, 295. Green tree. Heading north. One's still by the tree.
295.
But basically, yeah, look at the route that we took. There where we were. My 305, sitting behind a tree again. The other one's just strafing back and forth. The other one is not moving. 305 from me.
Why do I not see these
He's on
guys?
top of the hill. 305.
Where are you? I don't see 305 from where you are.
You don't see him? He's see those 1, 2, 3 trees? He's shooting right now. He's moving left.
Oh, I see him now. They're way out there. Okay. I was looking closer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's way.
Where does Buddy go? He had a friend. He has no idea where he's getting shot from.
Oh,
Oh, you can't zero the 6x? Okay.
no.
Oh, nice hit. Oh, somebody else just killed him.
I got him killed.
He did. The guy that killed him was behind the rock near his body. 300?
Yeah.
Don't know where his friend went still. Nice. Stop him from looting. Oh, there's another one by the tree. Behind the tree at 300.
I don't have the ammo to sustain this.
5.5? Yeah, I don't. I've only got 85. Oh, I see him. That's it. Oh, there's another one. It's prone on the street. I can give you some 5.5. Dropping 50 rounds of 5.5 by the crate in the thing behind you. Oh, tree, 300.
Hit him.
Yep. Oh. It's definitely 200 meters for me.
Yep.
100 meters drops short.
Yeah, I'm on the right between the third and the. I don't know what we're gonna do here. I mean, circle's about here, so. Wish we had. Oh, we're still in circle. All right.
Cool.
I feel like these kids are on the escalator over here.
Escalator?
Mallrats reference. You ever seen
I've seen that movie?
when Jason
Yes,
Lee's
very,
complaining
very
about the
long
kids
time.
on the? Oh, they're 305 on the top of the hill. He's kind of peeking. By
What's he buy?
the trees. 305 for me. Cresting the hill now. He's trying to figure out. Oh, a little short.
Oh, I see it.
But he just moved to the rock.
Behind the rock.
Oh, that was just at his feet.
Yep. And he's so sporadic. I don't want to waste my shots not silenced. Oh, I see him. Behind that tree.
Yeah. I love still having 25 rounds in the magazine, not even having to worry about it. Oh, yeah.
Vehicle sounds like it's at the house 200.
Yeah. Oh, he's shooting at me now. Same guys. They directly northwest from us.
Okay, that's not one of them. Oh. Vehicles coming our way. Oh, he's driving west. He's actually going around where the guys are.
I don't have the. Damn, that thing is
And
sexy.
considering I can only see the top of their head.
Yep.
Sucks.
Thing is sexy sounding, baby. A vehicle at 65.
Oh, they're flanking right.
Are they? Vehicle behind us.
Vehicle coming straight at us. Oh, that's
It was very risky.
Dead. Getting shot from the other guys though, the other team.
I picked everything up we need. Go inside now. I am dropping 4 first aids,
Whoa, what was that?
a painkiller, and 2 energy drinks for you, my friend. Jesus, no.
There's still a lot of 7.62 on that body.
Yeah.
Did you pick up 5.5?
Yeah, I got plenty of 5.5. Gonna go back out here.
Okay.
What does this guy have? An AKM 3X.
4 first aids. Oh my god.
Drop. Brush,
Yeah, they just popped a shot at me.
yeah, see
We
that.
are not in circle anymore.
See that. Alright.
Where are you guys shooting from?
Seriously?
We make that next house.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to. Does this guy have any more 7.62? No. Alright. Oh, you know what? You know what I'm
No,
gonna
he
do?
didn't.
I'm gonna do. Hold on. Go ahead and go. I'll be with you in a minute. I'll do
Okay.
this. Just because there is an overabundance of.
Are you swapping guns?
Yeah. Did you take 5.5 off this guy?
I'm gonna need help. Guys on me.
Oh, okay.
They're inside this house for sure.
Coming. Right here. I got plenty of extra 7.62 for you, by the way.
Okay.
Inside this house?
Yep. Fragging the top floor. Oh wow, frags make my ears ring.
That's a pretty awesome effect.
There's no window on this side, so I was kind of using that to my advantage. Still trying to watch out for those other guys that were shooting.
They're
us.
both at the top of the stairs.
I got another frag. Fragging.
Knocked one of them.
I think my frag went out the window.
He's right at the top of the stairs. Nice work.
Dead. Wow, that felt nice.
Mhm.
Shooting in the half bumper mode.
Plenty
A
of
lot of 5.5. Oh my god.
Plenty of 7.62 here. Another 2 first aids. Pan. SLR. 2x scope.
There's a med kit over here too.
I need a fresh helmet. I think I destroyed this person's.
Level 3 vest.
Did you need that?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this med kit real quick, and then we can move on. Dude, that was like that was straight tactical. That clear, by the way.
Good. That's all I like to do.
Straight tactical. That dude. I need a helmet though, because this douched it. I'll take that one. Plenty of 7.62. Another 4 med kits over here.
I don't think we need any more 7.62.
Yeah, I got 400 rounds of 5.5.
Oh, 10 seconds for circle.
Oh.
thing. There's a guy in silos.
I see him.
Back right corner. Waiting for him. He's pushing up on us.
See that? My character is not moving laterally.
My left side.
Yep. Oh, he just knocked.
Good shot. His teammates on the left one.
I'm one shot though.
Oh. I'm down. Like a douchebag. Oh, gimme. Oh, gimme. Oh my god, you're clutch. Go ahead and pick up that med kit. Alright, if you see a chest piece and a helmet.
I just took the helmet, sorry. I didn't check the other guy though.
There's that one.
That is somewhere 175.
Yeah, it sounds really close.
We're gonna have to get going here in a second.
Fuck. No helmet. Alright. Are you laughing at that car?
That's amazing.
Sounds like a
amazing.
beast.
These guys have got to be in this compound right here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they are. Oh, I see him.
Where?
175 by the tree.
Got him.
There's more than one. There's another one to his right.
Yeah.
Shit. We just gotta make circle. We gotta make circle. It's gonna be real close. The silo should be in circle.
Oh no, I fucked up. Mistakes were made.
They're real close.
His other buddy's there. It's right there. Nice. 3 alive. Get me up. We'll be 2 on 1.
I think they're
Well, as soon as you...
220 to 230.
Yeah, there's only one after us.
Alright, yeah, I need a helmet.
Top 10 situation, ladies and gentlemen. Top 10.
Alright, I have a refreshed helmet.
Yep.
I'm gonna start spamming frags.
Go for it. I'm boosting real quick.
I'm boosting again. I get 100%. Are those your frags?
He's got to be over here. Yeah, those are mine. He's got to be over here by this.
Where?
I'm just shooting at the car. Rock 230. Yep, he's there. He's peeked. Right side of the rock.
See him?
Nice.
Center mass, baby. Chicken dinner.
That's how we do it on the PST, baby. All night long.
That felt nice.
Nom 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 nom. How would you have?
I had 5 kills.
Cheers, my boy. Me too.
Nice.
We took out 1/10 of the population of this server.
That was intense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Controller has been disconnected. Come on now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're playing Rocket League? Really? Guys? Ah, killing me. Sorry. Let's go get another one.
Back on my screen.
Oh, you put some pants on. Got it. Hi, Friendly Genly. Good morning.
I think I'm reloading it.
Oh, were you? Did you get dropped from the party?
You didn't start, did you?
No. Oh, there you go. Okay.
It brought me to the main menu for some reason.
Interesting. Where did my phone go? For some reason, I feel like I have a early meeting tomorrow. Oh, 10 a.m. Okay. And then I have to be at
Sounds
Spice
fun, though.
at 2. So I gotta get all my updates and shit done before Spiceworks.
I'll either be driving a 53-foot trailer tomorrow around the yard or sitting in a guard check. We'll see. Missed 2 days of work. Sure didn't feel like going in, and it's contagious.
Is that how does it? I guess that works pretty good there. I mean, like that.
What?
Seem to- the time off policy. How do you work?
No, it doesn't. I've saved time. Sure
Okay.
has no time.
Got it.
So I'm really afraid for her, which is why when you mentioned talking about your job, I said you she does not really like where she's at right now.
Ah, got it.
She was inclined for a tier 3 position like me in IT, but they took somebody else. She's still inclined, but that doesn't mean anything until the spot opens.
What does inclined mean?
So if a new spot opens up, she is one of the first people to go out and contact about an interview.
Got it.
Because she did well on her interview, but they had already had somebody in mind.
Got it.
She's kind of sad that she hasn't gotten promoted yet.
It's all right.
Because we would like both of us to be in that category.
It'll come.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling her. It's just a matter of, every quarter they give us 20 hours of UPT, but she just used all 20 of hers back to back.
What
We
is
get like a flat tire or something like that.
what is the UPT?
Unpaid time off.
Ah, got it.
You get 20 per quarter. Max of 80. So she has no UPT. She has no paid time off. Oh, she got like 2 hours. Like if we get like a flat tire randomly on the road, need something to cover it. You underneath us?
Oh, I hit him twice.
Oh, I just fell through. I thought I could climb that. Is he high or low?
I don't know. He's in this house. I hear gun being gotten.
I got a micro.
Dead.
Nice job. You're gonna bait him? Not back?
I still. Oh, yeah. Okay, there was definitely somebody shooting at me from the hotel.
Yeah.
Pushing. I thought his buddy was across the street in the hotel. That's why I.
No, I tried to flank him out the window, but I didn't realize we left the doors open, so he ran straight in. Oh, I got a first aid. Right behind you.
Yeah. I can't believe I can't believe I peeked that guy. It killed him like that with a car.
Yeah, that was nice. If you need any help.
Oh, dumb.
Oh my.
I thought for sure that person had moved on.
No. He's just trying to pre-fire too. We can go out the back and
Yeah, we're
find a
gonna
different angle.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. I'm definitely gonna have to do that now. At least we confirmed that.
Bottom casino hasn't been fully looted.
No.
Oops, sorry.
Very good.
Micro Uzi here.
I'm gonna prioritize meds. Meds in a backpack. Alright, backpack check.
Yeah, I got a backpack.
Painkillers.
Bandages.
If you find a thumb grip, the big black one, that is got the most recoil reduction.
Okay.
Or I actually have one for you if you find a M4.
Okay.
I have a vertical foregrip for you too. Is that you running around?
Yeah. We got another red zone on us.
See that. Homeboy is in the right. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, come
I
on.
hear movement.
Damn it. Right tower, top story? Or right hotel, top story? Going down, moving
I got a
third
micro
floor?
Uzi.
Yeah, I've got a...
Movement? Where we killed the two? They just closed the door? Possibly might come through front casino?
Shit. Hold on, I'm out of position.
Door just closed?
Outside?
Yeah, they're still in that house that we killed those guys.
So we can rotate.
It's the same guy with the M4, by the way. He just downed one of them. I'm gonna frag it.
Nope. Across the street, low in the garage building. I'm on the roof.
I see them in gray garage.
I'm on the roof.
You know where I'm at. Okay, throwing the frag all the way over. Got out. The frag did not move. Close though. That was close. I might pull a risky maneuver here to get a better gun. see.
He's
where
still
the
in
guy
there,
went.
355. He's hugging the wall.
Alright, I'm gonna go prone and meet this.
He's dead.
Nice job.
I just crushed the dragon.
Cool, because I just netted some really good stuff here.
Nice. Going across the street. We gotta watch you guys pushing in from behind us.
Oh, we got guys pushing from behind.
No, the circle's just coming in. So all right. 2 med kits. Car 98 M4. I'm gonna take that M4. Where'd it go?
It's like the car. There's a 4 times right there. There's the car 98.
Sorry. I said I'm gonna drop the AK because I have a car, not
Oh,
my bad.
are you able to carry that med kit?
I already have one.
Oh, are you using M4?
Yeah.
You got tac stock? I'm dropping one.
I do have one. Plenty of. There's a first aid, 2 med. Another med kit here. Holy shit. God, that car is so ridiculous. Another vehicle coming.
Yeah.
There it goes. There. That was a really risky maneuver, that
Oh,
dude.
do you have a 6 times for your car?
I got a 4X.
Here's a 6.
Alright.
And can it take a compensator or no?
Yes. I mean, not exactly the ideal for a car, but. Oh, I don't have enough
Oh,
room.
I don't need 5.5.
Here's the, just dropped a 4X for you.
I'm good. I got one.
Okay. Well, I have a med kit, 2 first aids, 2 pains, 1 frag.
All right, I'll take this med kit. I'll draw my bandages and carry the med kit. 2
Yeah,
first aids.
I got plenty of everything, man.
Oh, here's another med kit. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so much shit over here.
How did they have all that?
I don't know.
I'd love a level 3 backpack though. So there's 4 body bags here. Oh, I bet the other guy was the one that I killed.
Yeah. All right, so I guess, I mean, we're not in any rush, you know. It's circle's fucking right here.
Mm-mm. They're slightly damaged, by the way.
I see that. Going up to the 2nd story.
Doors aren't open in here.
Yeah, I know. I can't imagine that.
Oh, there's the SKS.
Oh, isn't that special?
Oh, and 5.5. And another 6X. Well, goodbye UMP.
Who leaves an extended mag just laying here?
I don't know, I might have to go back for some of those sniper attachments though.
I need a better helmet. If you happen to see one.
Okay.
And around, there's a mini up here, 2 stacks of 5.5.
Huh, I can carry the other medkit now.
I like how, I don't know if this is a glitch or not, but the whole world zooms in when you zoom in on the scope. Like, so when you are on a 6x, right, and
Oh.
you zoom in, like the outside of the scope zooms as well, which is
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
not realistic in any way whatsoever. Oh well, hot damn! Look at that. There's a fresh level 3 vest sitting right there.
I think one of the recent Call of Duties had a really cool. I think it was like Infinite Warfare where the scope only magnified what was inside the scope.
Yeah, that's what it should do. Another extended mag down here.
For what?
AR. Right here. There you got it. Right there by the machete.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw that on my SKS.
Yeah. Fresh level 2 vest here if you need it.
1 minute for circle. We do have a vehicle.
We don't even need one.
Oh, level 2 helmet. Did you find one yet?
Nope. Still got a level 1.
Okay. Level 2 helmet. There's also 4 stacks of 5.5.
I've got 280 rounds. I am peachy.
I would love to carry some for you, but I cannot.
If I use 280 rounds of ammo, we got a different. Said you level 2 in here? Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, you might. You never know.
No, I'm good. I mean, I got plenty of ammo. There's an M4 and an AK in there too.
I know. That's right. I just took the 7.62. That's it.
I saw that, you greedy bastard.
Mm-hmm. Got an AK and a 7 SKS.
Mm-hmm.
6 times, 4 times in a hollow. I think I'll be good for a little bit.
Oh, circle's coming.
Show is. I love how some of these rocks are rendered, some are not.
Yeah. I love how the PTS seems to run smoother than the actual fucking game too.
Maybe that was all part of their plan.
Perhaps.
It's nice not worrying about level 3 helmets unless people are getting drops.
Yep. Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure how I felt about that until I actually played on Samuk.
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay. And the whole, like, less prevalent extended quick draws.
Yeah. Those
Right.
have a reduced spawn too?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
We made it.
Indeed. We did. Kinda wanna clear this complex.
Is this really a complex?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I'm looted.
There's a scar right here. 3 stacks of ammo.
I'm using 5.5.
Aren't you fancy?
There's a lot of level 1 helmets.
I need a barrel attachment for an AR if you happen to
I do not.
run across one. Alright, 27 alive.
Plus recoil control.
Oh,
It's
what?
hovering over my compensator.
Hmm.
Plus reloads. Oh, is that how they're showing it now?
Yeah.
Plus.
So the thumb grip has plus ADS speed and plus vertical recoil control plus weapon steadiness.
Wow.
How awesome
It's
would
like
it been?
this is almost actually a game.
How awesome would it been if we both got killed right then because we're looking at the pluses on our guns?
Yeah, that would have been great. I would have laughed. And then gotten to sleep.
That would have been pretty funny. We're gonna go through power grid.
Yeah, the circle's kind of flat out in the middle.
Yeah.
So chicken dinner that we played earlier,
Mm-hmm.
very interesting. That was the last one left. And circle was, oh wait, no, that was in Fortnite. But circle was outside in the blue zone. I was looking at patch notes, and when the circle gets in its later stages, it has a chance to randomly shift.
Oh, in Fortnite? Yeah, I was
So
reading
instead
that.
of, yeah. So, which I think is cool, because instead of forcing your fights to be completely up, vertical, people are like, oh, I'm building above you, oh, I'm below you. It's going to force you to move outside of circle, and whoever stays, and the other one is now going to be, inside circle.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it, cat. Clawing up the screen.
Oh, here we go. Thank you. Well, I got a compensator for my AR,
Congrats.
but there's a car here with no 7.62 by it, so. Body box right here. Another body box right here. Whoa, 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 footsteps on me. Yeah.
Okay. Do you know where?
He's knocked. No idea where his buddy is. Oh shit, his buddy is in the power plant things somewhere. Did you kill that guy?
Nope.
Nice. Oh.
Oh no. What happened?
Let out, man. I got all the goodies, baby. I got all the goodies.
I can only carry so much goodies. Oh shit.
Better get going.
Did you bleed out or did he hit you with a bullet?
I don't know. He may have hit me. No, there's no way he hit me. Because he was on the other side.
No, as he came around the corner.
Well, the guy I killed hit me, but I killed him.
Oh no.
If you had boosters on, you'd be outrunning it.
I know.
Alright, that was only... Oh, look at that run now.
Cool.
Don't stop believing, cause there's a buggy at your 60.
Player driven?
I would imagine that's how it got there, but there's nobody in it.
Oh no. I'll have to use a med kit. Fuck that.
That would have been awesome. If you accidentally used a med kit for that.
Is this vehicle my only chance of making it in?
I mean, I don't know. The vehicle's back to your left.
Oh, you said my 60. What the fuck?
You're 60 when you're on top of the hill. Behind the rock.
Shit.
It's right there. Yeah, you're right. Man, I can't believe that dude.
Maybe.
Guy right in the center of that compound, by the way.
Am I right? Just hoping to find a good hill I can get behind.
He's trying to shoot you.
That's the guy.
Alright, so what did you hit to E-brake there? Why?
Why?
Never works like that for me. Why? I don't know. Aha, see what I did there?
Oh man.
Wait,
Final
Pam,
circle's gonna be at the top of this hill.
pan back left. Oh, turn around. Direct 180, top of the hill behind you. Oh, no, that's looks like something in that tree. Okay, it's just branch hanging out.
Alright, where's this guy at? This is a very
Yeah, this is an interesting
vertical
final
funnel.
circle, yeah.
Oh
Over.
my. Sounded like there's something right next to me.
Look over the hill. Peek over the hill to your left by those palm trees.
These ones?
Yeah, I thought I saw something. That's to your left for sure. Right there on the hill. He has no idea you're there.
Nope,
Somebody
somebody
else
else
does.
shoot me.
Ooh.
Bitch. Alright, I think it's time to use a medkit.
I concur with this plan.
Oh, where you at, buddy? Are they forced down?
Yeah, they've got to be. Circle's like right outside you, so they're either going to be coming up to you.
Oh,
Well, isn't that convenient?
oh my god, are you kidding me?
Interesting. Interesting. You done? Are you done? Are you there?
Alright, that's fun.
You're out?
Yes.
All right, Mike.
Yeah, actually gonna go into work tomorrow.
All right, then.
I had fun. We should definitely do more PTS though.
Yeah,
How come I can't back out?
I don't know. You have to hit Y maybe first.
Oh, got it. Hold start. Yes. All right. Take care, man.
All right, buddy.
Enjoy your meeting.
Mm,
You know you will.
no, I won't. All right, I'm gonna go run. A solo. We're gonna see what happens. Actually, we might run 1 or 2 solos. We're gonna run at least one. All right, let's see if we get a solo. Oh, an interesting line. All right, somebody talk to me. Getting sleepy. Need some interaction. Need a wafu. Two, come save me. Oh, whoops. Okie dokie. I was not paying attention. So. Wait, where the hell did this guy go? All right. We don't need that. I mean, we really don't need that, right? We do need that, and we do need this. So we're gonna take that. That's convenient. That is convenient. You know, it would be more convenient if I won. All right. We can drop that. Just don't care. Okie dokie. Oh, that is incredibly convenient, isn't it? Wow. Seriously? Not sure how many bullets you got to put into it, dude. Also, that guy came straight to me. So, I mean, in what way would that person come to kill me? I'm a little confused here. Right? I mean, they came... How is this game? That looks kind of cool. What is this game? Oh, Black Ops 3. That would explain why I don't know it, because I've never played Black Ops 3 before. I'll tell you that right now. That was really a bummer that that guy got me in that regard. Like, all right, this is the last one for sure. Oh, wow. Are we serious right now? Wow. Oh, this is not a two-story. Not really sure where to go here, guys. Oh. I'm almost positive there was somebody in that. Hmm. Now, had I shot that dude... Get the fuck out of here. There's no way. I'm sorry. You know, here's the thing that pisses me off about that situation, right? Is I've had that guy dead to rights. You're coming up a flight of stairs, right? You're coming up a flight of stairs. I'm shooting you in the head, right? Shooting you in the head. Shooting you in the head, right? And somehow you run all the way through the bullets. Like that's just ridiculous to me. Why does it say, why do I have a stream summary right now? Super strange. All right, that's really annoying. Firstly, the thing that really annoys me about that is, and if you're watching and you have any experience shooting an actual gun, you'll understand that if the gun barrel is below the thing you're trying to shoot through, it's not going to make it, right? It's not going to happen. That guy's head was through the window. I waited too long, though. Oh my. Everybody went Picado, eh? Everybody. What time is it? It's the last one for sure here. How is this person going to be on the roof before me? How did they beat me down? Shit. Come on. Another question is, do I risk... Oof. Stuck on the damn geometry. Ugh, it's obnoxious. Super. Super obnoxious. Well, unbelievable. Thank you guys all so much for all the love. I mean, I've got 44 people. $44 people right now hosting me. I'm not sure why every time you load this page, but that is unbelievable. Thank you guys so much. I know a lot of you guys aren't here, but you know, it makes it fun, makes it worth it. Makes it worth it. Yeah, I cannot believe. Well, one, I'm tired. I should be in bed. Right? There's zero reason I should be awake right now. So we are going to we're gonna make this last one a good one. I mean, I got absolutely nothing there. Man, The Division was such a cool game. I kind of want to go school one more time because I feel like I got ripped there by some dude who just got a gun and then sat in a corner and didn't even live by the philosophy of what going to school is. You know, if you're going to go to school and you're going to drop on the roof and have a good time, you don't... Pre-fired, shot that guy a whole bunch of times. I don't know what's going on now. I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. It's really obnoxious that, you know. All right. Well, everyone, thank you for hanging out as always. Let's go raid. Who's on right now? Let's go find somebody. We're going to drop you guys off with them. Let's see. Who do we got? Who do we got? Oh, why am I not following Meliana? Well, let's go drop you off with Meliana. Dreamy Team member. Let me go find her stream first. How do you spell it? Meliana. Is it 15? Melyana 15. There we go. All right, guys. She is playing, looks like Overwatch. So we're going to go drop you off on her stream. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for hanging out in the House of Glass tonight. Commander Root, thank you for that follow. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. This was Thursday night's Bounty Board night. So we do that podcast thing with our boy over at nerdybits.com at Lubwub. If you guys want great, insightful content around gaming, he is the man to follow, listen to, and things like that. With that, guys, we're going to go ahead and raid. We're going to raid and host it up, so all enjoy. Make sure to hit that ready up button. Let's get it going. 2 raiders. Give me that third. Let's get it going. With that, guys, music's going to be up until the raid. Later.